It's the Friday Night Showdown. Phillies versus Braves. Presented by Kaiser Permanente.
It is a beautiful night for a ball game here at SunTrust Park in Atlanta, and the Braves continue to be the hottest team in the major leagues. They've won their last 7 games in a row, and they lead Bryce Harper and the Phillies by a game and a half in the National League Eastern Division race. It's the first time the Braves have seen the Phillies since the season's opening series, and hopefully better luck is coming the Braves' way. Hi again, friends. Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey back at the ballpark. Tom Glavine is on assignment. Kelsey Wingert will be with us in just a little bit. Jeff, it's been 66 games since the Braves were swept by the Philadelphia Phillies back in March. I think it's very clear that a lot has changed for both of these ball clubs, perhaps no more so than the Philadelphia Phillies, who are coming to town injury-riddled.
Yeah, you know, we were in Philadelphia in March. It was a lot different than it is
Yes,
now.
it
And this
was.
is a Braves team who's coming here playing confident. But you sit here and look at the Phillies right now. They've scuffled as of late. You got some guys, Bryce Harper, their big guy, not having a bad year, but not what they expected. McCutchen, which to me killed him, out for the season. Franco's done nothing, and of course Herrera's been out. We all know that. So this is a team that's been down a little bit, and I think Braves got a good chance here to take advantage and keep them buried.
Yeah, the Braves are red hot. They've won 22 of their last 31 games, Jeff. They have picked up 5.5 games in the standings. They too have shuffled their roster, but it seemingly is working out much better for Atlanta.
Yeah, and you talk about Philly losing some guys. Braves have gained one, and his name's Austin Riley, and he's been thrown in the middle of this lineup. A lot of the Phillies guys, the announcers, asking us kind of about Riley, what he brings. They're excited to see him, and this is an offense right now, Chip, that is clicking on all cylinders. It's a great time to be facing the Phillies.
Braves are hitting a lot of homers. The Phillies have given up more than any team in the National League. The Braves are red hot. They've won 7 straight. They look to extend their lead in the division over the second-place Phillies. Game 1 on a perfect Friday night for baseball in Atlanta is coming up after the break. There's a live look at the Battery Atlanta. The crowd still filing in. As you see live from our Xfinity cam, the Braves might be pushing towards a sellout tonight as we welcome the Philadelphia Phillies to Atlanta for the first time. It is, as we said, a perfect night for baseball. Chamber of Commerce weather, not a cloud in the sky, as Max Fried gets the opening series assignment for Atlanta. Max seeking his 8th victory of the season, Jeff, and time for him to turn things around on the mound for the Braves tonight.
Yeah, Max got off to such a great start this year. Scuffled a little bit as of late. You heard the guys talk on the pregame about it, Chip. Mix up his pitches a little bit, get the fastball down.
Max Fried has never started a big league game against the Phillies. With that in mind, Jeff, what are your forward keys for victory for the Braves?
Fast start. You need to put up some zeros quick, get yourself some confidence going. And against Pivetta for the Phillies, hit the heater. He loves to throw the high heater. Braves have been hitting that, we know, a lot. Home for home runs lately. Get that. And Austin Riley, they've never seen him. Hopefully he can be a little bit of surprise to them and continue his hot streak.
The Phillies are 15-16 on the road. Gene Segura leads off, and the first one is in for a strike, and we are underway. That's Gabe Kapler. In his second season as the Phillies manager, his Toyota starting lineup looks a lot different tonight than it did on opening day. We'll talk about that after Segura's at bat. Bryce Harper to follow as Fried gets ahead quickly 0-2. Segura, one of the big ticket acquisitions by the Phillies this offseason. He was brought in to help their offensive attack, but also to help their defense. The Phillies were not a good defensive team last year. They're a lot better this year, but still have a ways to go. And that's upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You see Max coming out, 3 fastballs in a row. Chip trying to challenge him. See if he tries to throw something off speed here to put him away, or continues with that heater.
The 1-2 pitch. He is hammered foul. That scatters the Phillies in their dugout. And Segura stays alive at 1-2. Main difference on the Phillies lineup is Andrew McCutchen. He was their leadoff hitter, you might recall, in the first game of the season. McCutchen led off the season for the Phillies with a home run. Andrew tore his knee up in San Diego. ACL tear, lost for the season. So now Segura is batting first, and the pitch is fouled away off the body of Brian McCann. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's the newest acquisition, Jay Bruce. A very timely acquisition for the Phillies with all the injuries and, quite frankly, some ineffectiveness from some of their other offensive players. Segura putting up a fight here in the first, and a tapper foul. This is somewhat like what the Pittsburgh Pirates did to the Braves in the just completed 4-game series. Already 3 foul balls with 2 strikes for Gene Segura.
Keeps pounding that fastball in on him. Change up away right here, it looks like.
And it's lifted toward the gap. Long run for Acuna. The ball will curl toward him, and Segura flies out, and that's how the game gets underway. Bryce Harper is coming up. Let's listen to the reception Bryce gets as he wears a Phillies uniform in Atlanta for the first time tonight. Jeff, there's nothing quite as exciting as a standing boo when you're a visiting player.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's basically getting booed everywhere he goes right now.
Pretty good chance. Harper had a couple of homers against the Braves in the season opening series. And the first pitch is bounced up the middle. Dansby's got it. Perfect positioning. Harper's out number 2. So that's one big ticket item taken care of for the Phillies. Actually 2 of them if you count Segura. The third is JT Realmuto, their catcher. Realmuto at .278 on the year, 10 homers and 36 runs batted in. Classy move there. Realmuto with a little tip of the cap to the Braves dugout. Knows all about Atlanta from his days with the Miami Marlins. As Fried goes to work and paints a corner. It's a strike.
You know, we talked about it. Max getting that fastball down. Right now it's been nice. He's had it below. See Bryce grounded out on it up the middle. Couldn't get it in the air. To me, that's something he did so well back in April and first part of May.
Already in this game, the Phillies have done something to Fried that the Marlins didn't do in his last start. Remember, in his 6 innings against Miami, there were no outs in the outfield for Max Fried. Everything was in the catcher's glove or on the ground in his 6 innings of 6-hit ball. He's quickly ahead of Realmuto with 2 strikes. Might be tough for the hitters to see right now with that dappled sunshine. And it looked like it was. Blew it right on by. Fastball. Good call, Jeff. Max has a good one. Atlanta shuts down the Phillies in order 1-2-3 in the opening inning. Nick Pivetta goes to work for Philadelphia. Game 1 of the series. Trust. The battery in the ballpark is buzzing, and the Braves bats are booming as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Atlanta has won 7 straight games. Ronald Acuna Jr. will lead things off for Brian Snitker. His Toyota starting lineup is the standard starting 8 that we've seen most of the season. The Braves were 8-2 against the Phillies in this park last year. That would be a nice trend, as quite obviously, Jeff, every game you play against Philly in this series is a 2-game swing. But a man that's been tough against him is the man starting for Philadelphia. Nick Pivetta is on the mound in game 1.
Yeah, and you see that right there. ZRA, the first 4 starts, 8.35. Got sent down to Lehigh Valley. This was a guy that they expected to be kind of their key cog behind Nola and Arrieta. But his last 3 starts since he's come back up, you see that 2-0 with the 1.8. Hasn't walked a guy in his last 2 starts, so we'll see what happens.
Well, if Fried is on his game, that means the Phillies ought not score a lot of runs. That has been a big benefit for Nick Pivetta, who's getting almost 6.4 runs of support for the Phillies in rotation. He works quickly. He's got a good fastball. He's got a good curveball. So, Jeff, how do you approach Nick Pivetta if you're a Braves hitter tonight?
Well, just like on the Ford Keys, Chip, you got to attack the fastball. He likes to throw them. He's got some pretty good off-speed stuff that I think is a big deal that he's worked on. You see here Ronald pulling right off Realmuto to start. But you see that fastball right there. He's going to get ahead with those, and then he's going to go to work. So you want to be able to attack that.
There's a high strike. It's 1-2 for Acuna. Ronald's hit safely in 5 straight games. He has 8 hits in that stretch, including a homer. He has 15 homers on the year. The pitch is caught on and missed, and Acuna chased, and Pivetta has his first strikeout, and Dansby Swanson is coming up. I guess you could say Pivetta's their version of Mike Soroka. Like Mike, he is a native of Canada. Another right-handed pitcher, kind of over the top. Good fastball, good curveball. See if the Braves can have some luck against him tonight.
Yeah, Pivetta's had some success off the Braves, better than other teams in the division. I mean, he lives with that high fastball, which, you know, for me right now, you think would be a bonus for this Braves team.
That's hit towards Segura. It's short for the cut of the outfield grass. And both number 2 hitters swung at the first pitch. Both are retired on ground balls. Swanson is the second out.
Yeah, the way that Pivetta likes finishing up, likes to live up in the zone. These Braves hitters, the way they've been hitting some home runs, you'd like to see them get into the sky and see what happens.
Well, the Braves didn't have a whole lot of fun in Philadelphia, but Freddie Freeman came out of the gate firing on all cylinders. He had 6 hits in 10 tries against the Phillies up at Citizens Bank Park. Freddie's 6 for 20 against Pivetta all time, and that's skied out of play foul. A ball and a strike. With this 7-game run of success for the Braves, they join the Dodgers as the only 2 teams in the National League with 40 wins. Dodgers have won 46. The Braves have won 40. The other 40-win teams in the big leagues: Houston, Minnesota, the Yankees, and Tampa Bay. 2 balls and a strike. And a good rip foul. Back to the screen. Freddie's hit more homers before the All-Star break this season than he has in any other year. He's got 18 of them. And 46 runs batted in. And now the 2-2. There's the curveball, and a swing and a miss for Pivetta. Gives him a pair of strikeouts in his first inning of work. He's dealing. So's Max Fried, and the duel is on. 0-0. Off we go to inning number 2.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Delta Airlines, your local Ford dealer, and by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
It is Flag Day all across the United States. We celebrate the 244th birthday of the U.S. Army. Great pregame ceremony with the men and women of the U.S. Army saluted before the game. And we thank all of you for your service. As Rhys Hoskins stands in for the Phillies, we start the second, no score. And Hoskins takes a strike.
Boy, you gotta love how Max is locating that fastball right now tonight.
Well, 12 pitches, 11 strikes. That'll work. And as I said, I would think the pitchers have an advantage at this point in the game, Jeff. Look at the sunshine out in the outfield. Does that bother you at all with that hitter's background?
Not too bad. You know, maybe a little bit, but not to the extent that you would.
Just a little hint of sunshine at the top of the topiaries out there. A few minutes that'll be gone, and hitters will have a much clearer look. 2 balls and a strike for Hoskins, the Phillies first baseman. And that's driven in the air to right field pretty deep. But to the warning track will go Markakis, and a step shy of the Coors Light below the chop. He hauls it in, and Hoskins is out number 1. So Jay Bruce is coming up. It has been a revolving door in the Phillies outfield. We mentioned the injury to Andrew McCutchen. The off-field issues for Odubel Herrera, domestic violence issue, has him on administrative leave until at least June 17th. And so Gabe Kapler and the Phillies had to go find an outfielder, and they got Bruce from the Seattle Mariners, where he hit 14 home runs.
And all he did was get, what, Player of the Week last week for the NL.
First pitch swing, and that's dumped into shallow left center field, and that's going to drop for a hit. Well, you don't want to get to 2 strikes with Max Fried. We've seen the Phillies very aggressive early in the count against him. That's the first Philadelphia hit. As Jay Bruce continues to have on the hitting shoes, that's 12 hits and 34 at bats in a Phillies uniform.
That was another good pitch right there by Max. He jammed and broke his bat. Just like I said, found a good spot for it.
Scott Kingery is the batter. Kingery had just 1 at bat against the Braves up in Philadelphia. And he has been part of the outfield shuffle for Philadelphia. He's an infielder by trade. And he's had to learn to play center field in the major leagues on the fly. That's where he is tonight. He had a great interview today with Jim Bowden and company on MLB Network Radio, and he talked about the challenges. Your rookie year, you're used to playing one position. He was shuffled all over the place. And the adjustment, Jeff, you know all about it. Getting through your first major league season's a challenge all by itself. But when you have to play 3 or 4 different spots, Kingery said that made it even more difficult.
Well, there was also, I think, it was Gabe Kapler's first year there managing. And when you had a young guy like that, there were days to me that, he probably thought he was going to come in and play and didn't. And then you just start. I don't think he ever got in a rhythm. Was never able to afforded that opportunity. Where I think now he's playing every day.
Second round pick by the Phillies in 2015, and you're seeing why they gave him a contract before he ever played a major league game. They signed him to a 6-year deal last March 25th. Before he stepped foot in a major league ballpark.
Yeah, and you got to believe that might have put some pressure on him too to come out and do something and show that he was worth the contract.
Well, the Phillies people say he's a terrific athlete, and he's certainly showing it with his defensive versatility this year. The pitch is shot up the middle, a base hit. So Bruce will stop at second. Back-to-back singles for Philadelphia. That's their first threat of the game. And former Brave Sean Rodriguez will stand in with 2 on and 1 out.
It really wasn't a bad pitch. Went away a little bit, and Kingery just did a nice job hitting. Stayed up the middle with it. It was a good approach by him.
Sean Rodriguez, a former Brave. You might recall Atlanta signed him. And then Sean and his family involved in that horrific automobile accident that tore up Sean's left shoulder. His wife was hurt in that accident. His son was hurt in the accident. A stolen police car rammed them. And it took Sean a long while to come back and play for the Braves, who later traded him back to Pittsburgh on August 5th after he got a 2-year contract from Atlanta. Good to see him healthy and back in the show. He was called up May 24th. Double play ball in order if Max can get a ground ball here. Donaldson hugs the line at third. The pitch. And that popped away from McCann. He thought it was fouled away. And both runners very late taking off. Brian McCann thought it was a foul ball. And a very late signal from the home plate umpire. Yeah, it's a foul ball.
Jim Reynolds over at first base told him.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know how he missed. Well, I don't know how he missed that.
I'm sure what he heard was the tick. He may have thought it was off the glove on that check swing.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, you're covering for him. Nice. It's a nice touch.
I like the umpires. As Lou Piniella said, they're my buddies. Jeremy Rehak is the man behind the plate with a 1-1 count. Base hit to left field. Jay Bruce is going to come around third. They're going to wave him. Riley loads up. Here comes his throw. It is going to be late. 3 straight singles for the Phillies, and they break through first. It's 1-0.
There's a pitch we were talking about. It's a fastball, but it was up in the zone right there. And if you really go look at some of the film, which I did yesterday with Max going through last night, and that's exactly, to me, when he's up in the zone, that's what's been hurting him lately.
So let's see if he can limit the damage to 1 run. Cesar Hernandez, the batter. He's hit 6 homers. And a strike. Hernandez led off a lot for the Phillies last year. He's batting 8th this season. Had a rough second half, but had good reason for that. Hernandez played a good portion of the season last year with a broken foot and didn't tell anybody. Tried to play through it as the Phillies were neck and neck with the Braves for the division lead. The pitch fouled away, 0-2.
I've always liked Cesar. I thought, over the years, they've always talked about other players and putting them in there, and he's just been kind of the guy that's a forgotten piece. He plays every day for him, just different positions, and plays hard.
Got on base a lot. Led all major league second basemen in walks last season. That's a valuable commodity in the 8th spot. And McCann smothered that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hoskins flying out to start the inning. Bruce, Kingery, and Rodriguez have 3 singles in a row. Hernandez has been a cold hitter, 2 for his last 22. Need to extend that here. 1-2 pitch. Straw came out looking. 96 in a perfect spot.
Perfect pitch down in the zone right there. You saw Cesar couldn't pull the trigger, and now outside part of the plate. I mean, that's a perfect pitch right there.
Nick Pivetta is 1 for 14 at the plate with 12 strikeouts. And he's a little late. Nick's a big man, 6'5", 210 pounds. One of the terrific trades for the Phillies. The Nationals wanted Jonathan Papelbon. The Phillies said you can have him. They got Nick Pivetta in return. That was in 2015. No balls and a strike. Did he go? Yep. 0-2. So Max has his opposing pitcher at his mercy here. 2 strikes. And the big hook, a flinch. And a good take. Well, that was tantalizing.
Yeah, I don't know if it was so much a good take or he just couldn't pull the trigger. Yeah, if I was Max right here, he'd come with a fastball about 96, 97 up in the zone. He gone.
Breaking out the Hawk arrow sooner. I like it.
For you.
Another curveball. 2-2.
All right, let me try this again. 96, 97 up in the zone. He gone.
Two and two. 2 on, 1 in for the Phillies. Already 30 pitches for Max Fried. Braves had to use their bullpen a lot against the Pirates. That will be a big key in this series. The 2-2 pitch is skied foul. Pivetta, 26 years young. Went 7-14 for Philadelphia last year. They think he's turned a corner this season. He's got a 4-1 record. The 2-2 pitch. Runners go and fouled away. This is what the Phillies envision their offense doing all year long. Just like the Pirates, work counts, draw walks, foul pitches away, drive up pitch counts, get into bullpens, and then feast. Again, the 2-2 to the pitcher. It's a little tapper, and Brian McCann will have an easy play, and he makes it. Fried gives up 3 straight singles in the game's first run. You can live with that. Middle of the second. First.
It's a 1-0 game as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Phillies are up. And last night after the game, Freddie Freeman told us that he thinks this is the deepest lineup that he's ever been a part of. And if you go back to May 10th, what he said is well justified. Talking to Brian Snitker about those changes that he made, he said where we were stagnant. I was doing the same thing every day and hoping for a different result, and it wasn't working. I didn't like the feel of it overall. So you look at that. Since May 10th, best in the NL record, 22-9 for the Braves, averaging almost 5.5 runs per game, 51 home run, and check out that batting average with runners in scoring position. And Brian Snitker said making those changes was something he had been thinking about doing for a while. He said you just sit in your office, you talk to staff, you toss and turn at night, think about all of these different things. And one day he said he just sat down in his office with a stack of yellow Post-it notes and wrote it out until it worked. And he noted the success of Ronald Acuna Jr., saying it sounds like being a leadoff guy is somebody that he was just born to be. He also praised Ozzie and Dansby and said, you know what you're going to get from Freddie Freeman. But guys, those lineup changes have worked for Brian Snitker, and he feels really good about what he's sending out there every day.
Well, Kelsey, the numbers bear it out. The Braves are 58-38 when Ronald Acuna bats first in the lineup. But that's not the only thing that changed.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, we talk about Ronald, and he is, I mean, that guy at the beginning that starts the whole thing, you know, gets the wheels turning. But after that,
swing and a drive, first pitch, Donaldson, we're tied, long gone. Talk about hunting a first pitch. Donaldson absolutely destroyed that one from Pivetta. The 8th homer Nick has given up, and Donaldson electrifies the crowd with his 10th homer. Sorry, Jeff.
Well, one of my 4 keys was don't miss the heater. Well, you see Josh going up in the zone right there. And he didn't miss that. But to finish off my thought, Ronald's the guy that starts it all, but then Dansby all of a sudden comes and looks great in that 2-hole. Ozzie, we talked yesterday, we're going to talk a little later in the game, gets comfortable in that 8 spot, and really things have just kind of come together nicely. And one of the great things, Chip, is that our lineup, we have guys that play every day for the most part, so you don't have to change it a lot. It's consistent, and guys like that. Guys get comfortable, guys put in a position, it works, and you see Snit went to it, and it's been great.
Josh Donaldson got on top of that baby, didn't he?
Well, that's the, you know, we talk about the new, you know, Glavine talks about it, pitching down in the zone, what I'm saying with Fried. That's been the big thing for Pivetta is, you know, the analytics, the things say, you know, they've kind of wanted him to pitch up in the zone, which, you know, I guess at times can work. But for me, like there, you saw, didn't work too well right there.
439 feet, 109 miles an hour off the bat for Josh Donaldson, who's been working overtime with Kevin Seitzer, trying to get his timing down. Boy, that's a good sign. If Josh can heat up in the middle of this already potent Braves lineup. One ball, 2 strikes for Markakis. That's fouled straight back and out of play. Braves hit 11 homers in 4 games against the Pirates. They are mashing the baseball. The team on a pace for 235 long balls this year. That was number 101 for the club. And what's also been fun the last couple of games, Jeff, against Pittsburgh, Atlanta didn't hit many homers, but they still won. So the balance, power, and multiple hit innings is a real good one for a team that's won 7 straight. That one didn't stick for Real Muto.
I think it shows you how, sorry Chip, shows you how powerful our lineup is when you look up at the scoreboard and you see that besides Nick Markakis, you know, Brian plays half the time, splits it with Tyler. Every guy on our team has 10 home runs plus now with Donaldson with there. That's some power right there.
1-2 pitch that almost hit him. So the power over the last 7 games for Atlanta, a big part of the story. That's our Zaxby's indescribably good play. Two balls, two strikes. Braves during this stretch have hit 14 homers and hitting .290.
You look at those numbers. I mean, can't do much better than that.
That's it. That's how you become the hottest team in your league. Two balls, two strikes. Donaldson's homers got it tied, and Markakis went chasing, didn't get it. Third strikeout for Pivetta. One away. And so here's your wild card, Mr. Francoeur. Phillies get their first look at Austin Riley.
Yeah, I'm sure they've heard and seen enough of him. I promise you that. I'm sure Pivetta, the whole pitching staff, knows, but it's one thing to know a guy and then to actually see him in person. So see how they approach Austin, because if they try to throw those high heaters like did to Josh, might be the same thing.
Well, it's kind of history repeating itself in a different way. Rhys Hoskins last year had double-digit homers in his first 26 games for the Phillies 2 years ago. I beg your pardon. Hoskins had 12 in his first 26. Riley has 10. So two young sluggers squaring off. As Riley missed that one by plenty. That ball cutting away from him. A slider has him behind 1-2.
As they started everybody off with a fastball tonight, and Riley's the first guy who started off with a slider.
You might see another one. The pitch. Slow breaking ball rolled right back to the mound. And Riley's retired. 2 outs after the homer. And Brian McCann's coming up. Pivetta coming off one of his best games as a big leaguer. A complete game 1-run affair against the Reds. Didn't walk a batter, as Jeff mentioned. He struck out 6. He also had a terrific performance against the Dodgers. First pitch swing that's served into center, and it'll drop in front of Kingery. So Brian McCann has a first pitch hit, second hit of the game for the Braves. He's aboard for Albies. Pivetta out in Los Angeles, struck out 9, gave up 3 hits, did not allow a run to that potent Dodger club over 6 innings.
Brad got a fastball away right there, got it off the end of the bat, but enough to get it out there to center.
So I loved Kelsey's report on Ozzie Albies yesterday and the adjustments he's making, hitting 8th for Atlanta. He's red hot with a 5-game hit streak. And a little flare into left that Bruce is going to catch in the sunshine, and a 1-pitch out retires Ozzie. Josh Donaldson went hunting, ambushed a pitch in the second, led off with a long home run. We are through 2. Game 1, Braves and Phillies, 1 apiece. Well, fans, Stranger Things Night is coming your way Wednesday, July 3rd. Your ticket pack includes a game ticket and snapback hat. Those hat quantities are limited, so get yours today. Go to Braves.com/Stranger Things. Josh Donaldson destroyed a 96-mile-an-hour fastball and tied the game with that mighty swing of the bat. So new life for Max Fried, who starts with the top of the Phillies order here in the 3rd inning. 1-1 game here in game 1 of 3 with the Phillies. Atlanta has a 1.5 game lead over their division rivals entering play tonight. Here's Segura. He flied out his first time up. And McCann thought that was good enough to be called a strike. Ball 1.
I know Max has faced him from the pen 6 times, but it's interesting to see what kind of adjustments these hitters make the second time facing him as a starter.
Same spot, same call. Phillies acquired Gene Segura for J.P. Crawford and Carlos Santana. That was in December. And a little chopper. That's tough play. Donaldson's got it. Long throw, threw it away, and that's going to bounce into the stands. It's an error after the infield hit. Josh tried to do a little too much on that one. Segura's aboard and stands at second for Bryce Harper.
That was tough. You saw Max try to go get it, and it's one of those almost that Josh probably wishes he might have ate that one. I don't think he was getting them anyways right there, Chip.
So here's Bryce Harper. You look overall at his numbers and you go, okay, hitting .250, 11 homers, 46 RBIs, but this is where he's feasted. Harper's batting .356 with runners in scoring position, so he has been a money player for Philadelphia, figuratively and literally. Ball one.
You know, the one thing about Bryce that I feel like's changed since he was Washington, you see that what you talked about with the money player as far as runners in scoring position. He used to come up a lot with guys not on. He would be more patient, take walks. Now, like tonight, first pitch, no one on, first pitch, ground out. Something you didn't see too much in 15 and 16.
Swing and a drive. That ball is crushed. Bryce Harper has hit a home run. Bryce Harper now has 3 homers against the Braves this year, 12 for the season, and the Phillies lead 3-1. That got out of here in a hurry.
Yeah, tried to go fastball in the inner half and kind of got it inside there. Bryce just put a good swing on it. You talk about it when runners in scoring position. There's another instance.
So Philadelphia has taken the lead right back. JT Realmuto, the batter. Realmuto struck out to end the first. JT struck out 58 times now this year. And Max Fried's getting touched up. Already 3 runs, 5 hits. Last 3 games, Max has given up 15 runs in 15 2/3 innings and 29 hits. And as you said, Jeff, a lot of his pitches are staying up. This one's a high hopper. Dansby's got it, and there's the first out. So 1 away. Here's Hoskins. Remember when Hoskins first came up for the Phillies, he was playing in the outfield out of necessity. And Carlos Santana last year to play first base, batted second, drew a lot of walks, pretty good defensively, but Hoskins was clearly out of position in the outfield. They've now moved him to a better spot at first base. Last year, a 34 homer campaign.
The last pitch to Realmuto down in the zone. He grounded out right there. Down, you wonder sometimes if Max tries to overthrow a little bit in that situation, leaves it up.
Took a little off, and it dropped in for an even count.
Yeah, he's been efficient with his pitches as far as strikes. I mean, he's throwing 43, which is, you know, getting up there for this type of game, but he's throwing 30 strikes. So.
A swing and a miss. Hoskins was late. Hoskins, 26 years old. As I said, those 34 homers, most by any Philly since 2009. One-two pitch. Ryan Howard hit 45 homers that year. Jason Worth hit 36, and Raul Ibanez hit 34. No wonder the Phillies were so potent back then. And they play in a great hitter's park, Citizens Bank Park, with that short porch in left for the right-hand hitting Rhys Hoskins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A Harper homer has put Philadelphia back in front. And a good off-speed pitch fooled him. That's the 3rd strikeout for Fried. 2 outs.
Great curveball right there.
Seems like, to your point, for Max, less is more with his pitches, right?
Yeah, I mean, Paul Bird talked about it a little bit on the pregame of trying to get him to mix it up a little more as far as mixing in a changeup, the slider a little bit, not just so much fastball, curveball. But it's a hard thing for Max is when that curveball like that is so good, you know, it's tempting to throw it a lot.
No balls and a strike for Jay Bruce, who the Braves held down last year when he was a member of the Mets. Jay Bruce had 9 hits in 50 tries against the Braves last season. He singled in the second tonight and scored the game's first run. And I would imagine, Jeff, there's a whole lot more comfort for Jay Bruce being out of the Pacific Northwest and the big ballpark in Seattle. Knows all about Citizens Bank, knows all about the National League East.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go there and hit?
No kidding. 2-1 count. Front door to breaking ball. 2-2.
Played there in 15. A lot of people ask me what was your best thing about playing in Philly. I said hitting BP for about 81 home games.
Felt like King Kong on that,
Yep.
right? 2-2 pitch. High in the air to right. Markakis drifting back, took a peek at the wall, still going, but he's going to have room, and that will retire the side. An infield hit and a Harper homer, the 9th the Phillies have hit against Braves pitching so far this season. Couple of long homers, one by Bryce Harper, a 2-run shot a moment ago. The Braves' Josh Donaldson's blast is the Atlanta run. So it's 3-1 Phillies, home third with Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey, Max Fried leads off for the Braves. Max Fried can handle the bat. He's hitting .208 on the season. Had a double in his last game down in Miami. Braves have used him a couple of times as a pinch runner and as a pinch hitter. And so for our on assignment colleague Tom Glavine, yes, Max Fried is an athlete.
Oh, he is. We've seen him run and barrel slide into Florida head first home plate, which hope I never see again.
Yeah, just about everybody had a lump in their throat on that play at the plate. And now Pavetta's in danger of walking the pitcher here. He's only walked 10 men in 39, now 40 innings. Max turned it loose, full count.
Wow. I think Max was trying to go chop house.
Why not? Ball's flying here at SunTrust. And now the payoff pitch. Good cut. Make him work. You want to get in this Phillies pen. It is an injury riddled bunch. They have 6 of their would-be relief pitchers on the injured list. They're slowly coming back, but not there yet. So pretty remarkably, Philadelphia is still 8 games over 500 despite having Tommy Hunter, David Robinson, Hector Arano, Pat Neshek, Adam Morgan, and Sir Anthony Dominguez hurt. Another foul ball. Good work, Max. Pitch number 9 to the Atlanta pitcher coming up. And we'll see a 10th. Atta baby, way to go, kid.
You see Pavetta thinking, and you know, he probably's thinking, gosh, should I drop something off speed on him? But he's like, I can't walk him.
So here we go, another 3-2. Love it. Five foul balls with 2 strikes in this at bat. Make it 6. You know, the pitching staff loves it. So does this big crowd.
I have a feeling he doesn't like it too much.
No. What a battle here leading off the third. He walked him. What an at bat.
Wow.
A 13 pitch at bat for the Braves pitcher.
Smokes.
That's why you love baseball. Every day you come to the ballpark and you see something you never expected to see. A man that seldom walks anyone facing Max Fried, who just turned in a 13 pitch at bat to lead off with base on balls moments after Bryce Harper put the Phillies in front. Yeah, you ought to tip your cap. So that brings the tying run to the plate in Ronald Acuna Jr.
And you can see it on Pavetta's face. He's so mad right now. You know, this could end up being one of those innings where just that at bat right there. You know, he might be mad here, be tired, make a mistake to one of these guys.
Well, you make a mistake to Acuna, you're in trouble. And that's fouled off his body. Strike one. Ronald, as you expect, is our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot feature. Last 13 games for him have been splendid. Hits in 12 of them. No balls and a strike. And taken high for an even count. Ronald struck out swinging in the Braves first. And that's up and away. Fried has a very short lead at first. And a breaking ball is missed. 2-2.
Boy, he just missed that one right there. That ball was up a little bit more. Ronald would have hammered that thing.
Dansby's on deck. See if Acuna can make something happen with 2 strikes here. The pitch. Swing and a shot. It's a base hit. He did. And 2 are on with nobody out. So a 13 pitch walk to Fried, a 2-strike hit for Acuna, and now Dansby Swanson the hitter.
It's a great job of Ronald being ready for the fastball right here. First at bat, he got 2 fastballs blowing right by him to strike out. After seeing the 2-1 off speed pitch right there, high fastball, Ronald was short to the ball. Good at bat.
Well, Dansby's had a super homestand. He's 6 for 14 for the Braves. Scored a ton of runs in that series against the Pirates, 6 in fact. And a chance to do some serious damage here. Nobody out. And a good choice there. Strike one. Dansby's 5 out of 17 with a homer against Pivetta for his career. And he grounded out his first time up, so Brave shortstop's 0 for 1. And another hook. 0-2.
That was Pavetta's 20th pitch of the inning right there, and he's, God, I would say he's thrown 15, 16 strikes probably. 15 out of 20. No outs. That's how good Max Fried at bat was.
Freddy's next after Dansby's at bat. 0-2. And a swing and a miss. 3 straight breaking balls. That was a real tight, sharp slider or cutter. And Dansby couldn't connect. 3 strikeouts make it 4 strikeouts now for Pivetta. And here's Freddie.
That was one of the better ones he's thrown tonight.
Well, Freddie Freeman has 13 go-ahead RBIs. A long ball here would add to that total. Freeman struck out in the first inning. Didn't get it. Strike one. Freddie Freeman's first career homer came against the Phillies. Roy Halladay up in Philadelphia. For his career, Freddie's hit 20 homers against him, 86 RBIs. Tonight playing in his 150th game against the Phillies. 1-1 pitch. High fly ball center. Kingery going back to the track. He's still going. He's got room. And Fried's going to tag and move up to third on a deep drive to center by Freddie Freeman, who just missed it. If he pulls it another 20 feet to his right, he's in business.
I think Freddie thought that was going. I really do. We talk about how the ball's been flying out versus the Pirates series. Not that it can't be tonight, but he thought he had hit that.
So Josh Donaldson got a high heater and hammered it out for a solo homer. Braves tied the game 1-1. Atlanta had him first and second, nobody out here. Now they're first and third, 2 outs, still a 2-run Phillies game. Big spot for the Bravos. Donaldson now with a 4-game hitting streak. Sharply hit. Segura at short, flips to second, and Pivetta pitched out of a big mess. A 13-pitch sequence to the Braves pitcher. Atlanta had him first and second, nobody out, and couldn't break through. Well, tonight it's time for our T-Mobile connection to the game, and for the Braves, this may be the most important moment in franchise history. It was on this date in 1952. The Braves signed 18-year-old Henry Aaron out of the Negro Leagues and the Indianapolis Clowns. The signing price, $10,000 for a man that went on to hit 755 home runs. Major League record in RBIs, extra base hits, had 3,771 hits. Jeff, to put that in perspective, you take away every one of Henry Aaron's 755 homers, he still would have had 3,000 hits.
Yes, I think it's safe to say it was the best sign the organization's ever had.
Yeah, there were 2 teams that were chasing down Henry Aaron, the New York Giants and the then Boston Braves. Henry Aaron signed his deal with the Boston Braves because they promised him $50 more per month in salary. And so for the cost of $50 more per month, the New York Giants could have had Willie Mays and Henry Aaron on the same team.
Now, whoever decided to do that needs to get a big old plaque put up for doing that. But not just saying $50 more.
Big time oops.
Yeah.
So we salute the great Henry Aaron tonight on the anniversary of his signing with the Atlanta Braves, or excuse me, the Boston Braves, back in 1952. And that is one of my favorite baseball pictures of all time. That shot of Henry Aaron as he was boarding the train in Mobile, Alabama to go play for the Indianapolis Clowns. Amazing. Scott Kingery leads off. He singled in the second inning. Just his 6th hit in his last 22 games. Max has an even count with him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillies come to town just kind of middling along. They've won 5 and lost 5 in their last 10 games. But like the Braves, they're starting a very critical stretch of Major League affairs tonight. The pitch. Phillies are starting 26 straight games against the National League East. So Philadelphia is going to know exactly where they stand by the time they get to the All-Star break. And Gabe Kapler's crew also starting 17 games in 17 days. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 3-1 Phillies. A Bryce Harper homer the difference. The pitch.
You think about it, we haven't seen Philly too much yet. We're going to see him right back here in about 2 weeks. So.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
I can't remember a time where a division opponent hasn't come to Atlanta until mid-June. Very strange scheduling this year. But here they are and leading. And that's in the dirt, full count.
Yeah, someone was talking about that and said, well, think about it. We haven't been to New York yet.
Nope.
Haven't been to Washington yet.
And the Phillies are just now coming to Atlanta.
It's been a weird year.
So Fried got to 2 strikes quickly. Now a full count for Kingery. And the pitch is chopped out of play. Phillies last year went 80 and 82. And a bouncing ball is fouled at third. They finished in third place, 10 games behind the Braves. Big reason why Atlanta did such good work in the division. They were 49 and 27 against the East.
Yeah, you know, about a month left. Not even 3 weeks. Philly was right there and had a bad month of September.
Yeah, on August 12th, the Phillies and Braves were tied atop the division. They won 15 games the rest of the way. And now it's Kingery's turn to pay back Fried for a long at bat against Pivetta. But still, for Philadelphia, a 14-win improvement from season to season, 2017 to 2018. And they were the very busy shoppers this offseason. Another foul. Bryce Harper, of course, the big ticket. Gene Sakura acquired from Seattle. JT Realmuto from Miami. And they come into Atlanta a game and a half out of first. The 3-2 pitch. High fly ball. That's a well-earned homer for Kingery. Over the Phillies bullpen. His 8th homer. And the Phillies extend their lead. It is 4-1. That was a 10-pitch at bat.
That's tough too, because Max made some really good pitches that AB right there. And this is one that he just 10th pitch, and when you throw 10 pitches, Chip, you're bound to throw one over the plate somewhere close.
Well, that's why when folks say strikeouts don't matter, well, Kingery fouled off 3 or 4 pitches in that at bat, and as you said, wait till the pitcher makes a mistake, and if he does, don't miss it. Kingery didn't, and the Phillies have their 2nd homer of the game. So Sean Rodriguez stands in. He had the first RBI in tonight's game. Kingery 2 for 2, 2 homers for Philadelphia. And now the Braves trail by 3. And this big crowd, which moments ago was roaring after Donaldson hit a long homer, has gotten quiet in the 4th. Driven to right. Long run Markakis. That ball's tailing away from him, but he's going to get there. What a catch. Jeff, I know you can appreciate how tough a play that was.
Yeah, he just Nick's so good out there. He knows the wall out there. I mean, it's not as fast as it used to be, but he's seems to always be lined up in a good spot and take good routes. And like you said, when that ball's tailing away from you and you're coming in hard, you got the wall right there. Great concentration. Looks it all the way in. And Cole Bryant took one. Give him a second to shake off.
Oh, right off the knee.
I don't know how those guys do that every night.
0-1. Phillies 4, Braves 1, fourth inning. Philadelphia swept the Braves in March. And this one back up the middle. Ozzie will charge. He's got to get rid of it quickly, and he did. Hernandez the second out, and Pavetta's coming up. Fourth ground ball out for Max Fried, who has struck out 3. Had the ground ball working to a certain degree in his last outing against Miami, but it hasn't been as high a ground ball rate as we saw in his first 4 or 5 starts. Pavetta tapped out to Brian McCann his first time. Ball 1. Ominous stat for the Braves when you face the Phillies. They're 34-6 this year when they score 4 or more runs. They have 4 runs here in the 4th inning.
Well, I guess you're going to be 34-7 after tonight.
Like the way you think. Tough break for the Braves last inning. First and second, nobody out, couldn't push across a run. And now Max has gone 3-1 to Pavetta.
Good news is the way the offense is swinging it right now, I have a feeling we're going to have a couple more chances to strike back.
And Nick's had to throw a lot of pitches too. So
he has.
Bullpens figure to be in play as Fried gets ready for his 72nd. It was perfect.
I think Pavetta's thinking right here, why don't I try to foul off about 6 in a row?
Payback, right?
Yeah.
Fastball takes care of him at 93 miles an hour. Scott Kingery hits a leadoff homer. Number 8. Phillies extend their lead 4-1. Nick Markakis. Braves next.
Atlanta Braves Beat is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. SunTrust. Confidence starts here. And by the Georgia Office of Highway Safety. The All-South Highway Safety Team reminds you to play it safe by never mixing drinking and driving.
Phillies lead 4-1 as you look at one of the great ambassadors in Braves history. That is the one and only Walter Banks. And we will be celebrating Walter's 80th birthday on Friday, July 5th with a Walter Banks bobblehead. That is one of the great giveaways.
Sorry. Go ahead, Chip.
50 years, 4,000 games. And the first 15,000 fans on July 5th will get that great bobblehead for a man that just personifies class, hospitality, and the Braves way.
Yeah, sorry, I was excited. I was going to say this is the one bobblehead I've been waiting on. You talk about if you never had a chance to come to the stadium and meet Walter Banks, you need to come ask for Walter. He'll come meet you, trust me. He's right there. He's dropping knowledge of 50 years on everybody right there.
You bet. That bobblehead presented by SunTrust as Markakis leads off for the Braves. Great thing about Walter is, say, give me a number. 17, and he will rattle off 4 or 5 baseball facts with a number 17 that you never would have imagined.
It's unbelievable.
Fly ball. Kingery, a momentary pause. Now he's got a beat on it, makes the play for out number 1. So Nick's 0 for 2 tonight. Here's Riley, a tapper back to the mound on a slow breaking ball, retired him in the second.
Yeah, and I think Riley was probably a little surprised. Pavetta's challenged a lot of people with fastballs today, Chip. Austin saw 4 pitches, 3 off speed, and the one fastball I saw was way out of the zone. So
what's your game plan second time around? Jump on the first one, and he just missed a double. Strike 1.
Yeah. Again, to me, shoot the fastball to right field. If he hangs a slider, do exactly what you just did there.
There's a shot the other way. Good call, Jeff. That's what Austin did a couple of games ago against the Pirates so well, where he came a double shy of the cycle. There's a 1-out start for Riley. A base hit, his first of the year against the Phillies.
Look at that. You see how, I mean, look at where his head's aiming right over there to right field where he wants to go on this off-speed pitch. I had a couple, Kevin Franson, the radio guy for the Phillies, was asking me about Riley. He was pumped up to see this kid. And I said, what do you think? I said, the best part about him is he can flat hit. It's not just power. I said, I know you see the home runs on TV. That's all they show. I said, but he'll go to right field in 2 seconds.
He did it on 2 pitches here in the 4th inning, and that brings up Bryant. McCann had the second Braves hit. It was a 2-out single in the second. Two 2-0 the count. How has Brian McCann fared in his career against the Phillies?
I know he's raked up at Citizens Bank Park. I don't know about here.
22 homers, 82 RBIs in 135 games.
So pretty good.
Yeah. 276 career average. But it's been a while for him. Remember, he was in the American League with the Yankees and the Astros after his career start with the Braves. Saw him a couple times, I'm sure, in interleague play. But he's going to see him a lot. The Braves, after tonight's game, have 15 more head-to-head with the Phillies. And that's outside, ball 3. Brian's work against the Phillies, Jeff, is tonight's SunTrust confidence play.
Now there you go right there, last 16 games. See if he can add to it right here on this 3-1 pitch.
See what the Phillies did right there as Pivetta came to the stretch position. Rodriguez, Segura, and Hernandez were all moving to the right side to get into their shift.
Which is so stupid. Like, all of a sudden you're going to fool them.
McCann thought it was outside. Full count.
Ball was off the plate. But back to that 3-1. Everybody moved like it's a set play. Come on. It's 3-1. Trust me. B-Mac's not bunting. This thing about hitting one into the gap right here.
So Riley with a short lead. Full count pitch for Brian. Runners going. And the pitch cut on a miss. Real Muto's throw is right on the money. It's strike him out, throw him out, double play. And McCann is barking about the strike 2 call. Jeremy Rehak rung him up on strike 2. And McCann saying, I want that for Max Fried. We'll see if he gets it. Well, it's time for the right call with TD Ameritrade. Our player profile this evening against the Phillies is Ozzie Albies, who's had a sizzling month of June. Last 7 games, over a .400 average, hitting 8th. Left-handed stroke is coming along a lot better. As Kelsey Wingert reported last night, it's his ability to recognize and hammer breaking balls hitting 8th that's made the big difference for him. Hopefully that comes into play tonight. As Gene Segura leads off. This is the 3rd time the Phillies' #1 hitter has led off an inning. Max Fried starts his 3rd trip through the Phillies order here in the 5th inning, trailing 4-1. And that's bounced foul for an even count.
Yeah, it's the 3rd time through the lineup. Max is at 75 pitches. You like to see him try to give you 2 more innings here. Get you through 6. Keep you right here at 4 runs. Give the offense, like you said, a chance to get in their bullpen here in the next few innings and make some noise.
Taken high. 2 balls and a strike.
It's a close pitch there.
A point I'm sure Brian McCann's making. Professional conversation after the strike him out, throw him out double play by the Braves catcher with Jeremy Rehak. Hopefully that'll pay some dividends here.
Yeah, and I think that's Brian just saying exactly what you said. There were some pitches off the plate that I thought Max didn't get that were real close, and it's a 3-1 count right there to Brian. And you know, hey, listen, it's got to be both ways.
Back to the mound. That'll help. Fried takes care of Segura. Hey, made a good throw to first too. Remember down in Miami, Max had a couple of throws that were way off target, and once he made a throw just like that to Freddie Freeman on the 3rd one, Freddie gave him the old attaboy, the fist pump. Lighthearted moment. No trouble there as Segura's the 1st out. And here's Harper. He's the villain to this point. A 2-run homer, a no-doubter off the back wall of the Braves bullpen. '21 homers for Bryce Harper against the Braves since the start of 2015. That's more than any other player.
I think right here you just stay away from Bryce. Fastball, sliders right there. You see how hard he opened up right there and pulling out? You know, I know you got to try to go in some and work it, but look at that. He's just flying open. And to me, so when you do go heater in or middle of the plate right there, it's playing right into his swing.
That's exactly where the Braves went. Oh, listen to the crowd here in Atlanta. Little tapper. Fried's going to make that play. 2 outs.
Oh, and I love it. Being from Atlanta, born and raised, I love seeing the fans get like this.
Well, get ready. This is what it's going to be like all summer long. That first series up in Philadelphia was in no way a referendum on the Braves season or the Phillies season, nor will this series be. But clearly, with Atlanta surging past the Phillies last year to win the division, and these two clubs neck and neck in 2019, this is a rivalry again.
Oh, no doubt. And Phillies go out and spend $500 million. See what happened opening weekend up there when they beat us.
It was a buzzsaw.
Yes, it was for 3 games, and these guys know it. But like you said, I think it's good. It's, you know, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, that Mets-Braves rivalry was awesome. And you know, really, we haven't had neck and neck now with someone for a long time. So I think this is these two teams right here, young players, big payroll for the Phillies. You're going to see these two teams going at it for the next 5-6 years.
A ball and a strike for Real Muto. And a lot of Braves were hoping that JT Real Muto would have been wearing a Braves uniform this year. Did a little homework before the game, which might surprise you. JT Real Muto, 278 average, 10 homers, 36 RBIs this year. Brian McCann and Tyler Flowers have combined to hit 260, 10 homers, 36 RBIs this year.
Listen, I don't think there's any denying JT Realmuto is one of the best catchers in baseball.
No doubt.
But I think what you just said there makes you appreciate Brian and Tyler being able to do what they do every night too. Combined together, keep each other healthy, so you know they're not getting beat up back there. That's one thing JT's got going for him. He's young, you know, just like Brian was here 10 years ago. He was catching 140 games a year, but he's not that type of guy anymore.
That's it. So the Braves have a great catching platoon. Phillies have a great everyday catcher of their own. 2-2 pitch is hammered and through the shift. Pitch was up. Real Muto didn't miss the hanging breaking ball. That's his first hit. And the inning continues for Rhys Hoskins.
Well, they'll have to make a decision on him. They've spent a lot of money on other guys. He's a free agent year after next.
If there has been a consistent theme, Jeff, for Max last 3-4 starts, up would be the way I would describe his stuff. And the Phillies haven't missed much of it tonight.
Well, I think too, up in certain situations. That pitch you just saw right there, we talked about it between innings, you and I. That's a great pitch to throw. First pitch, just get me over, but not in a 1-1, 2-1, 1-2.
Now you've got a tangle with Hoskins. And that pushed him off the plate. Remember early in the season, Shane Carl drilled Rhys Hoskins in the opening series. So he didn't like the ball in, it appears. Not that I blame him.
I like it.
1-0 pitch. Here it is. The choice even count.
Yeah. You back him off like that, then you can throw that pitch right there. It's a good pitch by Max.
Phillies with 7 hits. JT Real Muto a short lead at first with 2 outs. And that's taken a little low.
And I also think with Rhys Hoskins, if you watch his swing and how he goes. He kind of dives out over the plate. So to me, I think it's a great job by Max. Now, you know, Shane did throw it up. You know, it was up towards the head area, but Max right there, that's a great pitch. If he's going to dive, you got to let him know I will throw inside and just not let you dive out over the plate.
2 balls, 1 strike. Wow. That's right in the middle of the box. That's got to be a strike.
Wow.
Brian McCann again.
You can see Brian smiling.
That's a strike.
It's not even close.
So instead of a 2-2 count, it's 3-1. And ball 4. So more 2-out trouble for Fried. That brings up Jay Bruce.
Yeah, I think that's a frustrating thing when you're Brian sitting there. It could have been 2-2 after that, but you go back to that last half inning, Chip. If that's ball 4 to Brian, it's 1st and 2nd now with 1 out with Ozzie up. It's a whole different ball game. Instead, you got to strike him out, throw him out, next pitch.
Right. And for your pitcher, who's all of a sudden piling up the pitches, another stressful inning. Fried has 1-1-2-3 frame. That was the first. And Bruce lashes one off the screen. Foul, strike 1. 5 homers, 13 RBIs for Jay Bruce after he came to the Phillies. And the Braves bullpen's going to get busy as Fried's pushing toward 100 pitches.
Talk about trying to get Fried through 6. I think now he's got to buckle down. He's got to let it loose right here. Probably realizing this is probably his last inning now, Chip.
Maybe his last batter, because Kingery's touched him for a 2-for-2 night, and he's on deck. 2 on, 2 out, 4-1 Philadelphia.
And that's the tough part, because you really, if you're Brian Snitker right here, you want to, with him due up 2nd, you really like to try to get him through so you can start your pitcher with a fresh inning next time. Be able to go to.
Here's a good pitch. Jay Bruce had a nice milestone at the end of May, hit his 300th career homer against the Angels. 8th active player with 300 homers and 300 doubles in his career. Was acquired June 2nd for minor leaguer Jake Shiner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And bounced up there, and Fried tumbled off the front slope of the mound. Jay Bruce, 4 homers in his first 4 games. The first Philly in the modern era to debut that way. In his first start, talk about breaking in with a bang. June 4th, 2 homers, including a grand slam. And a lot of Jay Bruce's power numbers came after hitting in the Great American Ballpark as a Cincinnati Red. What a place for a hitter to launch. He's going to like Philly too. The 2-2 pitch with 2 on. Here it is. And that bounced away from McCann, who can't find it. By the time he does, the runners move up. That's a very wild pitch.
That's a tough one right there.
And again, it looked like Max slipped as he delivered that baseball. Did some mound work on the front slope of the pitcher's mound. And now he's got a 3-2 count. Another one gets away. Another run's going to score. Back-to-back wild pitches. So Bruce takes ball 4. Second walk in a row, second wild pitch in a row. And Brian Snitker has seen enough for Max Fried, who will depart after 98 pitches. So Fried's given up 5 runs, couple of walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 home runs. Disappointing outing for the Braves lefty as he starts this big series at home against the Phillies. It's 5-1 Philadelphia as we continue in this top of the 5th inning. Dan Winkler is the first reliever on in this series against the Phillies. The Braves relief corps could use some redemption. They had their shares of troubles against Philadelphia, but Jeff, as we've said, this is a much different Braves bullpen than the one we saw in the first 3 games of the season in March.
Yeah, and Dan, who's had kind of an up and down season at different times. Tom talks about it a bunch up here. When he doesn't try to overthrow, when he tries to stay within himself, Chip, he's been effective. But when he tries to overthrow, he's got himself in trouble.
The Braves bullpen in Philadelphia had Jesse Biddle, Arodys Vizcaíno, Johnny Venters, Shane Carl, Chad Sabatka, Kyle Wright. Well, Kyle was in the rotation, I beg your pardon, and Luke Jackson. Luke Jackson and Josh Tomlin are the only guys left from the opening series bullpen construction for the Braves. In that series, the Braves bullpen gave up 13 runs in 12 1/3 innings. So hopefully new faces and better results.
Yeah, I've tried to scrap those 3 games out from my scorebook.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they counted.
Yeah, that was.
But Citizens Bank Park was a madhouse. They were ready to roll. And the term I used was completely complimentary for the Phillies. It was a buzzsaw. They came out ready to say, all right, we're coming back for you, Atlanta.
You know what, though? They had everybody healthy. They had all their guys ready to go, whereas Fulte wasn't pitching at that point. Mentor, some of these guys weren't here. Mentor was hurt to start the season. And no disrespect, because I think Bryce Wilson and Kyle Wright are going to be very good pitchers for the Atlanta Braves. But that's a tough ask to go up there first series of the year.
Yeah, to start 2 rookies.
And especially Bryce Wilson.
Yeah.
First start.
So Scott Kingery is behind 0-2. He's had a good night. He's 2 for 2 with a homer. And Winkler puts out the fire. And that'll do it for the Phillies. They score their 5th run on a wild pitch. 5-1 Philadelphia. Braves coming up.
Back to SunTrust, where the Braves are down 5-1 going to the bottom of the 5th. We talked yesterday, Kevin Seitzer, Walt Weiss a little bit. Kelsey told a nice story, Chip, about the things that Ozzie was doing at the bottom of the lineup, try to get himself going. He's got more walks than strikeouts, laying off pitches. And Kelsey actually had a chance to catch up with Ozzie today and talk to him.
Yeah, Jeff, when I was talking to Ozzie, he said batting in the 8-hole is really hard because your job as an 8-hole pitcher is to get on base so the pitcher can hit that inning, especially with 2 outs. But he said the difficulty comes is the pitcher is trying to get you out so the pitcher leads off the inning. So you're really seeing that guy's best stuff. And they moved him down there to help him recognize off-speed pitches. And we've seen that he's been able to do that. He also did tell me this is the best he has felt from the left side this year. And it's been showing recently, guys.
Indeed it has, Kelsey. A .333 average this month, 8 walks. Just 2 strikeouts so far, and he scored 9 runs down there. So you talk about your 8th place hitter clearing the pitcher, turning the lineup over, scoring runs. Boy, that is a huge benefit in the National League game when your 8th place hitter can be as productive as Ozzie is.
Well, I thought something cool just Kelsey just said right there too that shows you what kind of guy Ozzie is and team guy. What did he say? It's my job to get on base to clear the pitcher. Thinking about the team, we want Ronald to lead off the next inning.
Exactly right. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes for the Braves second baseman Ozzie Albies, who flied out his first time up and is 0 for 1 in the game. Josh Donaldson's homer, the first and only Braves run to this point. There's one of those slow breaking balls. It's hit towards second, and the throw to first just in time. Ozzie thought he beat it. That was bang bang. Hernandez almost took too much time. Walt Weiss will get an answer from Replay Central here in Atlanta. We'll take a look as well at this bang bang play. Oh, yeah, I think he beat that.
Darn right he did.
Yeah, the Braves are going to challenge this, it looks like.
Great hustle. Oh, he's safe right there, Chip.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, the rule says the ball does not have to hit the back of the glove for the batter to be called out.
Well, it's got to hit the glove.
But I think looking at that replay, it didn't even come close.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think. Yeah, you look right here. His foot's on the back now.
Yep.
Look at that.
That's going to be overturned. That's going to be an infield hit
right there.
That's why you run hard. No matter how hard you hit the ball, you just don't know.
And I'm not saying everybody on this team doesn't run hard, but that's one reason I love watching Ozzie play. That guy runs everywhere.
So the verdict appears to be in, and Ozzie will be safe. Infield hit. Good challenge. Good work by the Braves replay staff. And Ozzie is rewarded with an infield hit.
That was big too, with Dan Winkler coming up to hit now. Gives you a chance to bunt him over and get him in scoring position, because I think this is going to show you right here, Chip, how important Snit knows he needs the pen. And he can't afford to only throw Winkler one hitter.
This is Dan Winkler's second career plate appearance. And yes, even the relievers work on bunting. And Dan saying, wow, that was awful fast. How does anybody ever get a hit? But a big spot in the game. A lot of time left. Braves have had some opportunities to score more runs. First and second, nobody out in the third. Couldn't push across a run. Strike him out, throw him out, double play last inning. Now Albies leads at first with nobody out in the fifth. I don't know if the Braves would contemplate a straight steal here with an inexperienced hitter up there in Winkler, as he bunts that one straight back and is behind 0-2. He got it down with 2 strikes. Wow, that breaking ball almost hit him. That is unbelievable.
I don't know if he got it down or the ball got him.
What an amazing bunt. Look at the Braves bench and look at Winkler. That was great. Unbelievable.
Let's see if his eyes were even open. Oh, they weren't. They were shut. I thought they had.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Look at his face after. Watch this in a minute. Watch this. Look at his face.
What? You mean I hit it? That is great.
His eyes were shut.
So here's Acuna. Well, did you see Hoskins? He just fired that ball to Hernandez. He was so frustrated that Winkler got that bunt down. That was great.
Winkler's going, guys, it's not that hard.
So top of the order, Acuna. He's 1 for 2. 5-1 Phillies. The pitch is skied to center. Kingery turned the wrong way, but he'll have plenty of room to make the catch. Ozzie's going to tag up, and he'll move to third base with 2 outs.
Here we are. Chip, I'll tell you, the only thing would have been better if he lost his balance and went backward.
Oh.
Wow.
So a closed-eyed bunt for Dan Winkler. I don't think I've ever seen that in a game before.
I tell you, if he misses that, it might have hit him in the chest.
Yeah. Dansby takes a strike. Steady diet of sliders for Dansby Swanson in this game. And Pivetta struck him out with that pitch back in the third. Let's see if Dansby's looking for it. Rhys Hoskins well off the bag at first. Trying to plug that hole that Dansby's filled so often this year. And that one way off the plate.
With Pivetta throwing 96, it's tough to just be able to sit on that, especially now 1-1. But I've seen Dansby's seen quite a few of them. If he throws one and makes a mistake, I won't be surprised to see Dansby smoke one somewhere here to left field or up the middle.
Slowly hit towards Segura, who's got it, and his throw right on the money, and that will retire the side. The bunt by Dan Winkler.
Well, this has been celebrating our 4th annual Community Heroes Week, where Fox Sports South and the Atlanta Braves are celebrating 5 inspiring heroes who have made a significant impact in our Braves community. And what better way to cap off the week than to honor a much-deserving individual. Denise Leak, CEO of Joseph and Sarah Caring for Vets. It's an organization that provides transitional housing and referral services for homeless veterans while they get back onto their feet. And joining me now is Denise. And Denise, from my understanding, you thought you were just having a routine board meeting, and you started to realize something was up. You heard a band coming down the road.
So when I heard the band, I thought it was either Morris Brown's or Clark Atlanta's band practicing, because sometimes we can hear them. And one of the board members was like, well, what's that noise? And I was like, oh, it's just a college band. And they said, well, let's go outside and watch them. And I was like, okay, let's go out. So I didn't realize that something was going on until the heavy hitters stopped right in front of the organization. It was overwhelming, awesome.
Now, you created this organization back in 2010. What was your inspiration behind it?
Before I retired from the Army, the last job that I did, I was over medical boards. And one of the gentlemen who got out for a medical board, he lived in Florida. We were stationed in Virginia. He lived in Florida. And he came back to visit just to say hello. And I asked him how was he doing. And he stated that he was pretty much homeless, living with friends on sofas and things like that. And during the conversation, he mentioned that if he got home to Florida, he would be okay. So I said, so all you need to do is get home to Florida. And he said, yes. So from there, I went and asked a couple of friends and a couple of coworkers, let's just get him a bus ticket home. And so from there, you know, God just said, you're going to do more. So.
And what's the inspiration behind the name Joseph and Sarah Caring for Vets?
I don't get that question a lot, and I love that question because Joseph is my paternal grandfather. He was a World War II era veteran, and Sarah was my maternal grandmother. She was the wife of a Marine vet. So the name not only honors vets, but it honors the family. And then it pays homage to my family. I'm a 4th generation veteran. My father was a Purple Heart Vietnam vet.
And you opened your doors to your house. You have 6 different bedrooms in this house that veterans can live in. You opened those doors in 2012, but you provide more than just housing for these people. What other services do you provide?
So we provide all sorts of services that they need to get back to permanent housing. The goal is to get them to permanent housing. So we do transportation. We have volunteers that come out and do life skills with them. We do budgeting with them because that's most important. Without budgeting, they may be homeless again. So we do budgeting with them. We get them to and from appointments. If they're able to work, we try to help get them to employment. We don't find the jobs for them, but we give them the resources for those things and connect them with the VA and with housing opportunities.
Well, Denise, what an incredible thing you do. It was so cool to see a tour of the house, see everything that you do. It's an honor celebrating you today. We hope you enjoy it. And we have plenty more Braves baseball coming up as we continue to honor Denise Leak. We'll be right back on the other side with more Braves and Phillies next.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Stay connected to your team with Xfinity, the official partner of the Atlanta Braves. Synovus, the bank of here. And by Georgia Natural Gas. If you're moving this summer, let GNG do the heavy lifting with a fixed rate you can count on for your new home.
Phillies jumped all over Max Fried tonight with 5 runs in his 4 2/3 innings of work. And the Braves in the 6th inning will send the heart of their order up. Really enjoyed the chat with Denise Leak. If you'd like to find out more about Joseph and Sarah Caring for Vets, please visit jnshouse.org. And if you know someone who should be honored during our next Community Heroes Week, you can nominate them by visiting braves.com/inspire. Told you Nick Pivetta gets a lot of run support. Over 6 runs per game. He's got 5 tonight and a 4-run lead, and it's going to be a 3-run lead thanks to a long Freeman homer. It's 5-2. Well, the Braves are still hitting homers. Let's see if they can hit some more with a couple of guys on. They're a run closer. It's 5-2.
Freddie gets another one in the zone right here, and he's just, you give him too many opportunities, he's going to do that to you. And look at this. I mean, right down Broadway, and Freddie doesn't miss that.
It's kind of the same spot that Bryce Harper got his.
And it was almost where we would have been I think Freddie thought tonight we were going to call the game out there.
Yeah. We got to go back out there and do that again.
Oh, yeah. You act like you got to twist my arm.
Josh Donaldson, the batter.
Kidding me?
After a 412-foot Freeman homer, his 19th. Most he's ever hit before the All-Star break. Pitch is bounced foul.
You know, we talk about the Phillies bullpen, Chip. Yeah. Your 6th inning, 81 pitches, 82 now for Pivetta. Yeah, you find a way to put some more good ABs on him here, maybe even score another 1 or 2. And you get to that pen, you got 9 outs to work with. So,
and the Braves have been so good in the 7th inning or later. There's the 0-2 pitch. Remember last year, the first game head-to-head Braves and Phillies, Aaron Nola got pulled with a 5-run lead, and the Braves walked off on a Markakis homer on opening day here at SunTrust Park. So anything's possible. Just keep pecking away here with nobody out. 1-2 pitch. Over his head with a breaking ball. The 2-2 pitch. Laid off that one. Josh Donaldson entered play today hitting 196 on off-speed pitches. That's why they keep throwing him breaking balls. We saw what he can do with a fastball. He launched a home run in the 2nd inning. Let's see what he gets with this 3-2. Fastball, and it's hit toward third. And Rodriguez is there to make the play. 1 out.
Yeah, threw him a slider right there, and he'd been throwing him some curveballs there. That's the thing Josh has done, like you said, though. He's taken his walks this year some, but he's been stuck in between that little fastball, slider, curveball scenario, and there 3-2 again. Another slider.
Nick Markakis is 0 for 2. Speak of the devil, he's the man that walked us off on opening day. One of the great memories of that fantastic, improbable, ahead of schedule 2018 season for the Braves.
Yeah, it got started off the right way, that was for sure.
Sure did. And that's downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Nick's got a 6-game hitting streak that's on the line in this game. So far, Pivetta's gotten him the first 2 times he's been to the plate. And the 1-0 count.
That's the pitch right there.
I was just going to say that.
It's like that.
It's been in and out all game.
And here's another. It's 2-0 instead of 1-1, and it's just a huge difference for these hitters.
Little pop, and Segura is going to drift back, and he'll make the play for the 2nd out. Austin Riley's the batter. He singled past Rhys Hoskins his last time up, and then was thrown out on the front end of a strike him out, throw him out double play. He's also tapped back to Nick Pivetta. The Phillies will have the top of their order coming up. Again, it'll be Gene Segura leading off the 7th already. Fly ball, broken bat. Who wants it? It's going to be grabbed by Jay Bruce. And after the Freeman homer, Pivetta restores some more order. He's given up 2. He leads by Freddie Freeman a moment ago just hit another home run, his 19th. That's our StatCast AI powered by AWS. No doubter.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you almost come to expect it every night.
Yeah.
He spoils you.
So the Braves are down 3. Dan Winkler back to work with the top of the order again for the Phillies. Segura, Harper, and then Real Muto. Philadelphia chased Max Fried after 98 pitches over 4 2/3 innings tonight. A single, then 2 walks, and then 2 costly wild pitches. Another add-on run. Scored the 5th and final run for the Phillies at this point. Winkler set down the 4 men he's been assigned so far. And drops that one in for a strike. It's 2-1. Phillies are 19-17 this year against winning teams. Only the Dodgers and Astros have won more games against winning clubs than Gabe Kapler's Phillies. Bryce Harper 2-run homer in the 3rd. Run on a wild pitch in the 5th. And a Rodriguez run scoring hit has accounted for most of the damage. And that's the first base runner. A leadoff walk to Segura just after the Braves got a run back. And now you have to face Harper. So far in the early season series head to head, the Phillies have had the power advantage. The Phillies have hit 10 homers. The Braves have hit 5 in the first 4 games head to head. And another chance for this big crowd to welcome Bryce Harper to Atlanta. Two groundouts for Bryce tonight, but that big 2-run homer.
I think Bryce will be hearing this all 9 times he comes here this year.
Pretty good chance, but he's used to it. That's up and in. So I mentioned how good he is with runners in scoring position. He's also been destroying relief pitching. 7 of his 12 homers have come against relievers. So Dan Winkler is on red alert in this spot. Can't give the Phillies any more.
That's a tough thing. You know, Dan's out there. You want to be careful to Bryce. You don't want to just groove him one, but at the same time, if JT Realmuto and Rhys Hoskins coming up right after him, and 1st and 2nd no outs, it's a tough ask.
Like the Braves, this is a very deep and talented Phillies lineup, and Harper's turn to grumble. He thought that pitch was up and out of the zone. It might have been. 2-1. Segura leads at first, and the pitch is laced the other way. Riley retreats, but he'll have room, and Harper's retired. Tagging is Segura. He's going to head to second. The throw is going to be in time. What a throw! He's a baseball player, folks, and that was a baseball play.
Who said he can't play left field? What a great throw, too. Put it right on the money. And great job by Dansby right there. You see how he slid, just, I mean, he dove back in. Got it right on Segura's foot right there. Right there. Perfect play.
Boy, Dansby got lucky that Segura on the recoil didn't step on him and spike him after he applied the tag. So a great play by Riley for the double play. And that'll bring up Real Muto, who scored on that 2nd of 2 wild pitches thrown by Max Fried back in the 5th inning. And that's a ground ball toward Ozzie off the heel of his glove, and that's going to cost him. So Real Muto is going to reach. The inning will continue, and Rhys Hoskins is going to be the hitter. Stick around for the stretch. Tonight it's presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Game one of what's going to be an entertaining weekend series. Big crowds expected here at SunTrust Park. All three games. Tomorrow night, Aaron Nola will pitch for the Phillies. It's expected that Sean Newcomb will start for the Braves. That has not been announced yet, because if there is an odd chance that Sean had to be used tonight, then obviously you'd have to make another starting assignment.
I think we all saw him in the second or third inning in the dugout. So I'm excited to see him pitch tomorrow night.
And Aaron Nola is always tough. Then Sunday it's Mike Foltynewicz. The Phillies have not announced their starter yet. As Rhys Hoskins, the batter, again, he's greeted with a tight pitch. Didn't like it. 1 ball, no strikes. And up and away. Ball 2.
Yeah, I mean, should be 2 more great crowds. I had a chance today to talk to call some season ticket holder fans, talk to them, which was great.
Now, what was your pitch? What was your lead line?
Come out here and watch a team. What else do you need to say? Allison Kaufman, Cindy and Danielle Cody, Brian Eli, and Brooke Bolton. Had quite a few of them that re-upped and coming back.
Fantastic. Good work. Might be your new nickname, the salesman, Jeff Francoeur.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm okay at it for one day, a couple hours.
But as always, when we have the big crowds, make sure you purchase your parking, prepay for it if you can. Rideshare services always welcome. Cobb, Link, and MARTA also great options to get to and from SunTrust Park. As this ball scalded to center, Acuna going back, and the error really hurt. Rhys Hoskins into the cedar trees in center field, hits a long home run, and the Braves gave the Phillies an extra out, and Rhys Hoskins just hit it out. It's 7-2. Three more make it, 3 more home runs for the Phillies in tonight's game. That's his 15th, and now 49 driven in.
Ball got out of here in a hurry. Spinner.
So we've said that before. You give good teams extra chances, more often than not they make you pay, and Hoskins just punished the Braves with his 2nd homer against Atlanta this year. Giant crowd tonight. Sellout officially, 41,975. Largest crowd of the year tonight at SunTrust Park. And a ground ball hit toward Dansby. He's got it. And the inning is over. An error and a long homer adds to the Phillies lead. 7-2 Philadelphia. It's time for the stretch.
The stretch is presented by Georgia Natural Gas. If you're moving this summer, let G&G do the heavy lifting with the fixed rate for your new home. Welcome into the stretch, Jerome, Nick, and the birdie tonight on the 7th inning stretch. And we're bragging about Freddie Freeman, and why not, as we're pushing for him to go to yet another All-Star game, Nick. He's not letting us down, going long ball once again in the month of June.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, especially over the last month. The power has really come on strong. 12th homer in his last 27 games for Freddie Freeman tonight. This guy continues to swing the bat well against righties and lefties. 24 multi-hit games on the season. He's doing everything the Braves expect him to do. Birdie, this guy is one of the best in the game.
He's a blast to watch. Shout out to his dad, Fred Sr., who met him in high school with 3 buckets of ball after practice. They'd work on opposite field. They work up the middle, last bucket, hit it anywhere you want. You see the 19 home runs. You see the average. 200 home runs this year, 300 doubles. He can pull the ball. Why I like him so much. If you're a young hitter out there, he's a power hitter, hits it where it's pitched, and he can go the other way. Nice job.
Nick, you see him with 19. That's a career high in the first half. He's projected into the mid-40s this year. Do we see a 40 home run season for Freddie Freeman?
I actually do, and the reason I say that is because he's not slowing down. He's not going multiple games without hits. He's only had 3 times this year where he's gone multiple games without a hit. Freddie Freeman is so consistent. He's getting the ball up in the air, 40-plus home runs.
Hey, put your stats away. You're a professional hitter. Why is he so good?
Because he's so good at hitting the ball up in the air the other way right now. He does everything that he's supposed to do as far as driving the ball on the inside part of the plate, the outside part of the plate. I'm going to lift my stats up in a second, Birdie, but this guy does everything well.
Birdie, Josh Bell has just as many home runs. He's got more doubles and extra base hits. But Nick says Freddie's a leader. Freddie has a gold glove. Does Freddie start the All-Star game?
I mean, I'm biased, but I say yes. He's a tremendous leader. What does he mean to this team? There's a lot of young players. There's a lot of great players on the Atlanta Braves for many reasons. Freddie Freeman is the consistent leader year after year. For me, he starts this game. He plays both sides of the ball. Tremendous in the clubhouse. Says all the right things. That's a guy that never needs to play, never should play in another uniform.
Do you have anybody that you play with that reminds you of a Freddie Freeman as far as leadership and the qualities that he brings to the table and does everything that he does on the field too?
I mean, there's guys that come to mind. I don't know that I've played with anybody that was that complete a package. I played with Erstad, who was a tremendous leader, would run through a wall, knew what to say, but he wasn't that caliber of hitter that Freddie Freeman is. Vladimir Guerrero was on that same team. He was unbelievable hand-eye coordination like Freddie, but again, not the verbal leader or the complete package that Freddie was. And I'm not trying to put other people down. I just want people to know how special he is.
Great word, special, Freddie Freeman. All right, that'll do it for the stretch. Before we get you back to baseball, how about a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas?
If you're looking for a great gas company, go with the one you know. Georgia Natural Gas is local, reliable, and has served Georgia for over 20 years with great rates. With 18 plans to choose from, GNG has one just for you. Go to GNG.com to sign up with a gas company that Georgia trusts.
Too many home runs for the Phillies so far after 6.5 tonight in Atlanta. Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey with you. Kelsey Winkert downstairs as well. 7-2 Phillies in game 1. Brian McCann, Ozzie Albies, and then a Braves pinch hitter is coming up against Nick Pivetta, who's been given 7 more runs to play with tonight. But never give up, Braves fans. This is where this club has been so good. Braves with 126 runs scored in the 7th inning or later with 39 homers. No balls and a strike for Brian McCann, who singled and then struck out into a double play in the 4th inning.
I say if there's one thing the Braves are good at, it's coming back in these situations right here.
Swing and a high fly ball hit to right field. That's pretty deep. That ball is up. That ball is gone. Here we go. 7th inning magic. Brian McCann with a home run, the 3rd solo shot for the Braves tonight.
And another big jack for B-Mac. 2 most exciting minutes in sports right here, Chip.
And down the stretch he comes after his 6th home run this season. It's 7-3 now.
Well, fastball in and up right here, and Brian pulls the hands and doesn't kill it, but pulls it down the right field line just high enough.
So Ozzie Albies the batter, an infield hit last time up. It's also flied out. 352 happy feet for McCann. Braves down 7-3 now. Out of play, foul. If you couldn't get a ticket tonight to SunTrust Park, 2 more chances in this series. And then the New York Mets come to town starting Monday. And if you're headed out of town, you can always catch the Braves on the Fox Sports Go app. A couple of big Braves fans watching this game in St. Augustine, Florida. Ricky and Debbie Joyce enjoying this one tonight on a perfect evening for baseball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Albies, then Camargo, then Acuna. Thunder coming up for Atlanta. Phillies bullpen does have some action. Pivetta with his 98th pitch coming up. Love to see Camargo come up with a man aboard. And a breaking ball taken. Good eye. Full count.
Yeah, this will be Pivetta's 100th pitch here. Ozzie gets on. This might be the end of the night for him.
Breaking ball, top of the zone, and Ozzie took it. Boy, what a gutsy pitch for Pivetta. A high breaking ball that Ozzie wasn't expecting, and that is his 6th strikeout. Right into Real Muto's glove. I mean, perfectly placed. Sometimes you tip your cap, and that was one of them. So Dan Winkler went 2 1/3 innings, 1 hit. That was the homer. Came after an error. Both runs unearned, but boy, did they hurt. Those don't score. You might have a 5-3 game. But it's 7-3 Phillies as Camargo's late 0-2.
Yeah, that's the thing right now. The Braves kind of keep chipping away here. Run the last 2 innings. Just Phillies keep scoring 1 or 2 also.
Yeah, they've got 3 homers. 2 of them were 2-run homers. That's the difference in the game. The 0-2 pitch. And Camargo might have broken his bat. He's going to roll out. And that's out number 2. Here comes Acuna with a 1-for-3 night. Let's see, what is Pivetta's pitch count high for the Phillies this year? Again, he has been their de facto ace of late.
And this is where it's interesting when you talk about Gabe Kapler and being a manager. This is his 4th time through the lineup right here, and he's letting him face Acuna, where last year, remember, opening day with Nola.
Oh, yeah.
2 times through the lineup. He pulled him. 68 pitches.
And Nola had a bigger lead. It was 5-0. Here it's 7-3.
And so you wonder, you know, you talk about making adjustments, managing. The pen hasn't been great, so why take out a guy that you feel like's throwing this way right now?
Well, with all due respect to the relief corps, I think that's your answer. There are a lot of untested, unproven arms for the Phillies, who have a terrific major league bullpen on the injured list right now. 0-2 count. On a play. Again, I mentioned the names: Tommy Hunter, David Robertson, Victor Arano, Pat Neshek, Adam Morgan, Sir Anthony Dominguez. All of those guys are on the shelf. Not to mention the suspension of Odubel Herrera, the injury to Andrew McCutchen. They did get good news regarding Sir Anthony Dominguez. He went to see Dr. Andrews in Birmingham. He does not need Tommy John surgery. He's going to have the platelet-rich plasma injection. Let that calm down for about 6 weeks and see if he could be ready by September. As that's upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Might see Neshek by Sunday, and then Adam Morgan might be the next man getting closer for the Phillies. 1-2 count. So 106, I'm told, is the pitch count high for Pivetta. He's blown by that. He's going to make his 110th here.
You know, it's 2-2 right here, and I imagine this is his last hitter either way.
And here it is. Swing and a shot down the left field line. That's going to get down for a base hit. So Ronald Acuna Jr. puts his head down. He's got a 2-hit game. And that will bring up Dansby Swanson, and I'm guessing it'll bring out Gabe Kapler too. And that is the case. After 110 pitches, Nick Pivetta will leave with 3 runs home, and Dansby Swanson coming up with Acuna at first base. So the Phillies had their man pitching best in the first game of this series, and that'll be the end of the line for Nick Pivetta. Philadelphia will go to its bullpen, it looks like.
I don't think
somebody came out of the bullpen.
He hasn't called
gate.
the bullpen yet. I saw someone come out. He's talking to him. He's letting him go.
Well, remember last year this is exactly what happened. The Phillies had somebody come out of the bullpen, and Jerry Lane tried to help out Gabe Kapler, didn't make him bring that pitcher in after he didn't warm up.
I watched Gabe walk out to the mound, and he never pointed down. And you're right, whoever's coming out was 20 yards onto the field, down in left field. Velasquez.
Yeah, Vince Velasquez has been put in the bullpen, was ready to come in. He went back, and now they shut the bullpen gate.
I guess we're just so used to seeing him yank people, we figured here he comes.
Well, 110 pitches, certainly understandable. As Dansby Swanson will try to bring home Acuna here. And now time called. Something flew to Dansby's eye.
You know, you wonder, looking at tonight, Dansby's grounded out to short twice on sliders and struck out. I wonder if he likes the matchup, maybe.
Well, if Dansby reaches, I would bet the mortgage that he's not going to face Freddie Freeman. And a steady diet of sliders. Strike 1. Braves have another 7th inning or later run tonight. They're down 4. They have 7 outs left. That's why we say so many times Braves don't always win, but they always give you a finish. They will try again tonight against the Phillies. Took a little off. Big curveball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Pivetta's already set a new career high, 113 pitches. There haven't been many stressful pitches for him tonight. The 3 runs Atlanta has scored have all been on solo homers.
Come on, hang a slider right here.
That's blocked by Real Muto. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good take, full count. So
he threw Donaldson 4 sliders in a row and then threw a 3-2. We'll see if he does what he does here with Dansby. He's at 115 pitches. He's giving him steady diet all night.
The strategy, we'll see if it works. It didn't. Dansby walks. So now Gabe Kapler is going to come out. And that's going to be all for Pivetta. 116 pitches. He rolled the dice hoping that Pivetta could get Dansby. He couldn't. And now things get very interesting because Freddie Freeman's going to be in the batter's box with 2 on and 2 out. He could make it a 1-run game. Did Kapler wait too long this time in Atlanta?
It's the Friday Night Showdown. Phillies versus Braves. Presented by Kaiser Permanente.
Well, the Braves have a chance to make it very interesting here. Gabe Kapler stuck with Nick Pivetta for 116 pitches, hoping he could retire Swanson. He didn't. Now the Braves have 2 on, 2 out, and Freddie Freeman up there to face Vince Velasquez, a former starter who has power stuff in the bullpen. Freddie has had good luck against this guy. Let's see what happens. Power versus power.
He's going to sit 93 to 96. Hard fastball, like you said. Can even run it up there 97, 98. He's going to sprinkle in a slider curveball. So
Freddie's 7 out of 24 in his career against Vince, former Astros farmhand. No balls and a strike. Freddie homered last time up. The pitch. Out of play, foul. Very interesting sequence by Gabe Kapler. If Freddie Freeman homers here, everybody in the world is going to say, well, you waited too long. Instead of bringing in Velasquez to get Swanson, and then you worry about Freeman in the 8th.
Yeah, and I know I've been hard on Kapler. I think we all know that last year, some of the moves, but I didn't mind that as much. He had been good. He got ahead of Dansby 1-2. He just threw too many sliders to me away and let him go. But, you know, listen, you said it. When that bullpen is struggling as bad as they are, sometimes you say, who am I losing with at this point?
Well, he rode his big horse.
He did, but you're not going to let him face Freddie again, that's for sure.
So we'll see how it works out. Braves got an extra base runner. Can they cash in another run or two here? Down to their last out in the 7th. A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Good take. And you got Donaldson waiting, and he could represent the tying run. Two balls, 2 strikes. Acuna doubled with 2 outs. Swanson just walked. Swing and a shot. That's going to get down for a hit. Bruce plays it cleanly. They're waving Acuna home. Ball deflected on the relay. Braves get another run. It's 7-4. Freeman comes back with a bolt to left.
I'll tell you what, you people at home, I hope you're enjoying watching this guy right now hit. Chip, he is something else. Takes a 2-2 fastball. It's like a half check swing, and he smokes it to left field. Look at this pitch, down and away.
So Freddie has his 8th career hit against Velasquez. It was a missile the other way. We've seen Freddie go oppo all year long. And now Josh Donaldson represents the tying run again here in the 7th inning. Again, Velasquez was coming out of the bullpen. He was 20 feet onto the grass with Kapler's first visit in this 7th inning. They sent Velasquez back, stuck with Pivetta. He issued the walk to Dansby. Then they made the change. Freeman with a base hit brings home Acuna. 2nd run of the inning. Downstairs. So I understand what Kapler's thinking. Look, my bullpen is not pitching all that great. Pivetta's thrown the ball fantastically tonight. See if he can get the 3rd out of the inning. He couldn't.
Well, since he's come back from AAA, he's been great his last 3 starts, and I think that's the thing where you said he rewarded him with giving him another guy. He wasn't able to get him, and then Velasquez didn't make a bad pitch to Freddie. He's just good.
1 ball, 1 strike. Swanson at 2nd, Freeman at 1st. 96 miles an hour. Velasquez has had his share of troubles in this ballpark. 10 earned runs in 11 2/3 innings. Those were in starting assignments. Now he's on in relief, trying to put out a 7th inning fire. 7-4 game. The pitch. Good take. 2-2. Nick Markakis would love a chance to hit in this inning as well. He is on deck. And with this big inning, there's a chance the Braves might have their big thumpers up in the 9th inning.
Well, they definitely turned the lineup over to be able to Ronald and those guys get up one more time.
2-2 count. Swing and a miss, and that retires the side. So Velasquez gives up the hit to Freeman. The Braves get 2 runs. It's a 3-run game again. A thrilling finish is upon it in Atlanta.
Time for our Xfinity game break. We take you up to New York where the Cards and Mets had to finish up last night's game before they played tonight. And as you can see, rain played havoc last night. So next thing you know, it's 4-4. And Paul DeJong drives in what turns out to be the game winner in a 5-4 in 10. In tonight's game, the Mets were up 5-4. DeJong hit a home run to tie it at 5. And the pride of Roswell, Dexter Fowler, just hit a 3-run shot. It's 8-5 now. The Cardinals on top at Citi Field, fellas.
Okay, Jerome, after the Phillies leave Atlanta, the Mets will be coming in next. That means we'll get a chance to see Jacob deGrom pitch for New York. That's always a treat unless you have to face him. And we won't worry about the Mets quite yet. We've got 2 games plus to worry about with the Phillies. Let's see if Josh Tomlin can put out the fire here and work a scoreless 8th inning, as the Phillies now lead by 3 with 2 innings left.
And you got to love Josh. He's done everything. He's got to save. He's pitched 3-4 innings at times. He's pitched early, late. Big thing, he's only 3 walks all year.
So the line on Nick Pivetta tonight: 6 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, a couple of walks, 6 strikeouts, 3 homers. Velasquez gave up a hit and got Josh Donaldson to strike out. And now Tomlin will face Kingery, Sean Rodriguez, and Cesar Hernandez. Bottom part of the lineup for the Phillies. Kingery singled in the second, hit a solo homer in the 4th. That was a terrific at bat. 10-pitch sequence with a lot of foul balls. And then Max Fried made a mistake, and Kingery launched it over the 375 sign down by the Phillies bullpen, which again is busy here in the 8th. Nothing really fancy about Josh Tomlin. As you said, Jeff, throws strikes, can pitch in any role. In fact, already this season picked up his first save in over 200 career games. As a great professional and a wonderful addition to the Braves relief corps. A relief corps that's taking the closer by committee approach to major extremes. The Braves have 8 different guys with a save this year.
Well, I think Josh Tomlin, all you need to know about him, when we were in Cleveland, Chip, remember we went and talked to Terry Francona, and think about all the great pitchers and guys Terry Francona's had, and he said he's one of my top 5.
Yep. Pro's pro.
Yes.
Big part of the Indians' run to the World Series against the Cubs a couple of years ago. And now trying to help the Braves in 2019. Not bad for a guy that Atlanta picked up in the latter week of spring training after he was allowed to leave Brewers camp. Remember, he started a spring training game down in Orlando. Got his 3 or 4 innings in, and Braves said, all right, you're on the team. Go get him.
Thanks for coming, trying out.
Yep, here he is. And now facing Kingery with a 2-2 count. And that's down the left field line, and Kingery's got another hit. He's a very confident player right now, folks. He's got a 3-hit night, and these Phillies keep on hard charging. We score, they score. Can't give him any more. Kingery now with his 11th double. He's a triple away from the cycle tonight. So Sean Rodriguez has a simple job: get Kingery over or in if he can. You got Hernandez, and then you'll see a Phillies pinch hitter, we presume, for Velasquez. Phillies have a new face on their roster. Brad Miller was just acquired by them. Miller's been a man who's bounced around several major league organizations the last 14 months or so. And Phil Gosselin, the former Brave, was designated for assignment. That's the roster spot that the Phillies needed for Brad Miller. Sean Rodriguez down a strike. He's got an RBI hit tonight in 3 tries. Showed bunt, and no swing. It's an even count. Rodriguez was signed as a minor league free agent back in February. He's been a well-traveled player. And he got the bunt down. Tomlin is going to make the play to first. A successful sacrifice. Runner at third, one out. Hernandez becomes the key man in the inning. All year long, the Braves will honor the military by wearing red jerseys. Tonight, these jerseys will be authenticated, autographed, and auctioned off, and you can bid on your favorite players. It is Flag Day as we celebrate the 244th anniversary of the founding of the U.S. Army tonight. All the proceeds benefit Braves military appreciation efforts. Go to Braves.com/jerseys off our backs, and bidding ends Friday, July 5th. Shift on for Hernandez, and the infield is in. Donaldson holds the runner at third, and Cesar takes a strike.
Yeah, you just got 2 back to make it a 3-run game. You'd really love, Chip, to keep it at 3, give you a chance to kind of maybe get a couple guys on and get a blast. Get back to 4, it starts getting tough again.
Yeah, you talk about those shutdown innings, Jeff. Look at this game. Donaldson had that long homer to tie it in the second. Motions on your side. Phillies came right back with Harper in the third and scored. Braves got a run in the 6th inning. Make it a 5-2 game. Error, homer. Phillies get 2 more there. So the Braves keep scratching and scrapping away, but just can't slow these guys down yet, who have 7 runs on 9 hits.
It's something the Braves have done so good at all year. We talk about is tacking on runs. You look at the Phillies tonight, they've scored in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 7th.
And the 200 runs in that 7th inning right now, a real killer. This place would be rocking if it was a 5-4 game. But you can't do anything about that. You got to hold them right there. Now the Braves out of the shift with a 1-2 count. And it's a fly ball hit toward right center field and deep. That's going to be deep enough. Hernandez puts it in play, a sac fly for his 30th RBI. And Philadelphia adds on. They cash in the leadoff double. 8-4. So Nick Williams will hit for Velasquez here. Williams pinch hits in the 8th. Only a 187 average for Williams. Williams has been up and down with the Phillies 3 times. Has started 11 games this year after starting 102 times last season. I understand to a certain degree why he would be the odd man out after signing Bryce Harper. The original plan was Harper, Odubel Herrera, and then mix and match in left field with Andrew McCutchen. Well, McCutchen got hurt. Herrera's got the off-field problems, and Williams hasn't played well. So really a missed opportunity for him. But now a chance to pinch hit with 2 outs against Josh Tomlin. He's 0-2 in this 8th inning count. Fly ball jammed him. Drifting back Markakis, a peek at the fence and onto the warning track, and that will retire the side. Phillies cash in a leadoff double. It's a 4-run game again. 8-4 your score with Nick Markakis ready to go next.
It's the Friday Night Showdown. Phillies versus Braves. Presented by Kaiser Permanente.
Well, today we're participating in the Home Run Challenge. Every homer in this game raises money for prostate cancer research. So far, $1.29 million has been raised in the challenge. You can make a pledge by going online to homerunchallenge.org. We have had 6 more home runs hit at SunTrust Park tonight. Hopefully the Braves have a few more in their quiver as Jose Alvarez is on. No surprise, 28 games for him already. This guy has a rubber arm. Among all major league relievers, Alvarez Has seen only one man pitch in more games than his, 295 since 2015, and that's Tony Watson.
And he's not overpowering, Chip. He's going to sit 90 to 92, 4-seam, 2-seam with a little slider and change, but just kind of crafty.
Did you face this guy?
I don't think so.
No. Spent a lot of time with the Angels. Got to the big leagues for the first time with the Tigers.
What year?
Detroit 2013, LA 2014, his first full year 2015.
Yeah, I might have.
29 out of Barcelona, Venezuela. And he's promptly gone 3-0 and a leadoff walk. Isn't it amazing? How does that happen? You got a 4-run lead and you walk the first guy you face. A recurring theme for Gabe Kapler. Austin Riley's the hitter. He's got a 1-for-3 night. Jeff, he's tonight's Synovus Greatness Made Here feature. Just 26 games for 10 homers, the fastest in Braves history.
He's in pretty good company right there, I'll tell you that.
And Alvarez has missed with 5 in a row. You've got McCann, you've got Albies, then you got a pinch hitter. For Atlanta in the 8th inning, Braves scored 2 more runs in the 7th. They're only down 4, and I say only because you're going to get Acuna, Swanson, and Freeman one more time, you hope.
Even if you can find a way to, get to this inning, shoot, you'd love to get all 4, but you get a couple, and then you really kind of put the pressure on them.
1 ball, no strikes, and rolled out of play.
We know between Culberson and Joyce at some point, you got great options there coming off the bench and 4 hitters.
Look at Charlie. He's already got his batting gloves on. He's ready. 1-1 count. And a fastball swung late. Riley now 1-2. Nationals won tonight. They beat Arizona 7-3. Braves a game and a half in front of the Phillies. That could be shaved to a half game, barring a comeback tonight. The pitch. And Riley couldn't check his swing and is struck out. So Alvarez has his first out. Brian McCann is the batter. He's had a good night. Jeff, that's tonight's Coors Light refreshing finish.
Fastball up and in from Pivetta. Max getting on a little home run streak.
And he's up to 6 now.
Keeps hitting him and having to run so much, it might turn into the most exciting 3 minutes.
3 home runs for Brian.
And then he just called one off the plate.
That's all you can do is laugh. Yep.
He's about right. He's had it with this guy.
That's been a recurring theme tonight for Jeremy Rehak.
Did you see Mac there?
Turned back and checked.
Yeah, kind of gave him the look.
It's tough enough, I'm sure, even when you know what the zone is. And a cue shot back to the mound. The Phillies will take the sure out at first. McCann's retired. Markakis to second. Albies the batter. Ozzie will turn around and hit right-handed here. Ozzie's got an infield hit. He's got a 6-game hitting streak. His streak of games with an extra base hit is on the line, perhaps. He also has an extra in those 5 games overall with a hit.
And the great thing is you see with the lefty here, Charlie's on deck, but between Charlie and Matt, if they were to bring a righty in, that's the great thing. You can leave them in there. They both hit them, righties and lefties, so well.
1 ball, no strikes. Another note on Jeremy Rehack. He's an Ohio University Bobcat, was a college baseball player. Knew he wasn't going to be a professional player, so decided to get into the umpiring ranks. Went to the Wendelstedt umpiring school, graduated top of his class in 2010, and here he is.
Brian might disagree with that.
No, I think he's a good umpire. I just think he had a poor strike zone at times tonight. But no crying about that. Didn't seem to bother the Phillies, who have 8 runs tonight on 3 homers. 2 balls and a strike. Now 2-2. Charlie Culberson's on deck if Ozzie can reach. The pitch. It's smashed into center field. That's down for a hit. Markakis is coming around. Kingery's throw is a lawn dart. It's close, but it's late. 8-5. Albies comes through with his second hit. Oh, those add-on runs are just killers. But the Braves aren't going away quietly. And Culberson will have a chance to hit.
Yeah, and you, like I said, you keep yourself within 2-3 runs right here. It's a changeup right here that Ozzie goes down and gets him out in front, but he stayed back just long enough to be able to poke it into center field and get the Braves back within 3.
So Charlie will dig in, and Gabe Kapler will come out. Once Culberson was announced, Gabe Kapler will take the baseball this time. The lights go out at SunTrust Park. We will tell you who the new Phillies reliever is after the. It is time for tonight's Toyota Tweet of the Week. What do you think, and who do you think are the Braves' biggest rivals? Tweet us at Fox Sports Braves using the hashtag #BravesBitterEnemies. Your answer could be read on Braves Live postgame. Adubre Ramos is on. He last pitched for the Phillies on May the 10th. He's been out with right biceps tendonitis. And the first pitch is grounded foul by Charlie Culberson. Phillies relief corps this year, 10 wins, 10 losses. 20 out of 26 in save chances, but this long inning has guaranteed the Braves will bring Freddie Freeman to the plate in the 9th inning. Right now it's an 8-5 game. Driven foul, 0-2.
Well, it's going to be great bringing Freddie, but you hope you got a few people on for him.
You bet. Charlie's done great off the bench. 8 hits, 22 at bats, homers, 7 RBIs. He can get on. You've got Acuna lurking. Culberson's faced Ramos before. He's 1 for 1 against him in his career. But now he's really got to dig hard. He's got an 0-2 count.
Was it a home run? I remember Charlie had a pinch hit home run in Philadelphia.
Might have been. Check it for you. No balls, 2 strikes. Big hole right side. The pitch. Did he go? Oh man, that was close. We've seen a lot less called a strike. You know the Phillies are barking about that. Driven down the right field line. That's headed for the corner. That's a tough play. That ball is down. That ball is fair. Here comes Ozzie. Charlie's going to third. Here's the long throw. He is safe. It's 8-6. Charlie clutch comes through again. That ball kept carrying toward the line.
And Chip, it was a pinch hit homer last time against him. So now he's got a homer and a triple.
This is unbelievable. The Braves are down 2, and the tying run will come to the plate. On a 2-strike count, Charlie Culberson guides one down the line. Harper couldn't get to it, and Charlie, flying around, makes third. Now a ball in the dirt gets you another run, at the very least. 8-6. Listen to SunTrust. Everybody up for Acuna. Ball one. It's easy to see why the fans love this team.
How can you not love watching this every night?
Oh, what a cut.
Just off the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike.
She's
This crowd will tell you the story. Acuna ahead in the count. They are pitching him with great care. The problem with that is Dansby Swanson has been one of the Braves' best clutch hitters late, and he's got home run power. Listen to this place.
You wonder why they left Pivetta in right here.
Expecting the express, got a breaking ball, and now it's 3-2.
Well, I think if that breaking ball's out over the plate, he's going. It was a backup pitch. He wasn't trying to throw it there.
Fans hoping for Acuna to do something magical here. The payoff pitch. You don't think he had leverage on that swing, do you? Holy smokes.
Almost fell down.
Wow. Atlanta got the inning started with a leadoff walk.
About the 5th or 6th slider in a row right there. You wonder if he's going to try to blow one by him here or throw another one.
Let's find out, shall we? Hot shot toward third and gobbled up by Rodriguez. Low throw, and Hoskins dug it out, and that will retire the side. Atlanta draws 2 runs closer again. It's 8-6 with what a game. Stream live games all season long on Fox Sports Go, including Braves live pre and post game coverage. Braves baseball on Fox Sports Go is brought to you by your local Hyundai dealer. If ever there was a time for the Braves relief corps to turn in a shutdown inning, this would be it. After Charlie Culberson and company brought home 2 more runs, it's an 8-6 Philadelphia lead as Jerry Blevins is on to pitch. This is a very unique circumstance. I don't think I've ever seen a big league game where this has happened. Gene Segura is the Phillies leadoff guy. He's starting an inning for the 5th time in this game. You know, they say, hey, the leadoff hitter only bats first once a game. Not tonight. Segura 1 for 3 with an infield hit and a walk. He has led off now 5 different innings in this game. And he will face Jerry Blevins, against whom he is 0 for 2 in his career. Then Harper, then Real Muto. Nobody else up in the Atlanta pen.
Now, you got it back within 2. Now, this is a must, Chip. You got to keep it right here.
Yep.
Your offense has fought hard to get back in this thing. Let them have one more crack at it.
Dangerous pitch here for Gene Segura, who's got 6 homers. That one right there, a strike. You know, Blevins has seen this Phillies club an awful lot for his days with the Mets. However, first 3 hitters weren't always Phillies. Segura, Harper, and Real Muto. 14 runs, 20 hits in this game. 6 more home runs have been hit. And the Braves and Phillies atop the division with some similar concerns. Bullpen. Phillies know they have their major league bullpen coming back from injury. There's a good pitch. Braves bullpen had to throw a lot of innings against the Pirates. They gave up 8 runs to Pittsburgh in those 4 completed games. Tonight they've allowed 3, but only 1 of them earned, but they all count. Pitch, slow curve, popped foul, and out of play. Speaking of the Pirates, they took out their frustrations in Miami today. They snapped their losing streak 11-zip.
We called that yesterday. We said they might go down there and score 35 runs.
Somebody's going to pay. I'm glad it wasn't the Braves.
Well, they scored some runs. We just happened to score 10 a game ourselves.
Trevor Richards was the man that started for Miami. He'd been on a good roll, but not tonight. 3-2 pitch. And ball 4. Fifth time that the Phillies have put their leadoff man on. 4th walk issued by Atlanta, and now Bryce Harper's the hitter.
I'm sure these guys have a lot of history.
Yeah, I was just going to look that up. Blevins versus Harper. Harper is 4 for 15 with 2 homers, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Again, Harper has hit 7 homers against relief pitching this year. He hit a home run off Max Fried, another left-hander, back in the 3rd tonight. And he was going for it right there. Swing and a miss.
That's the thing. I know we've watched Bryce for a long time now, but look at his front foot here. I mean, just how much he. Yeah, I guess it wasn't too bad that time, but just how much he opens up. I feel like he didn't used to do that as much.
I would think. Then you pitch him out or half, right? And let
well,
the ball
something
sweep
slow
away
like
from
that
him.
right
Yeah.
there that he's going to. When you saw last time up, they stayed away from him the whole time.
Yeah, the home run was on the inner half and mid thigh to belt high, and Harper didn't miss it. 4 homers away from 200 is Bryce Harper. 4 games away from 1,000 in the major leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike. Segura short lead. Nobody out. We're in the 9th. What an entertaining game. Fans got their money's worth in this one. This has been punch and counterpunch versus these 2 heavyweight contenders at the top of the Eastern Division pile. Took a fastball at 90 on the corner. 1-2. Okay, Mr. Francoeur, you've got Harper with 2 strikes. What are you looking for in this spot?
Something away, whether you go right back with that or that slow little curveball. You know, nothing in.
Bryce didn't expand his strike zone there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Twelve extra base hits by Harper against left-handed pitching this year, including the homer off Max earlier tonight. And the 2-2. Slow curve, got him. Swing and a miss, big pitch. Below hitting speed, and Harper flailed away and is struck out for the first time in the series. One away.
And you see the big curveball here. It's always been Jerry's MO. He's always made his living, and that's the one pitch that he really can throw almost at any time and feel like he can throw for a strike, he'll tell you.
But danger here for JT Realmuto has punished left-handed pitching. 4 homers for JT among his 10 against lefties. And Blevins missed downstairs. Realmuto has only seen Jerry twice. He's 1 for 2. So a very small sample size. Harper had seen Blevins the most. Odubel Herrera the second most, but he is ineligible to play tonight. 1 on 1 out, 2-run game. Braves will have their 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Who will try to close for the Phillies?
Imagine Hector Neris. It's kind of been his. Braves have faced him forever. Fastball split.
Realmuto has scored a couple of runs. Biggest play in the game was it a homer hit by the Phillies. But the ground ball that Ozzie couldn't handle in the 7th inning, that gave Hoskins a chance to hit, and he hit a line drive homer into the trees in straightaway center. And those 2 runs part of the difference for the Phillies tonight. That and the Braves not able to shut them down when they've scored runs. Braves got a run in the 2nd. Phillies answered in the 3rd. Got a run in the 6th. Phillies got 2 in the 7th. Atlanta answered with 2 in the 7th. Phillies got 1 in the 8th. It's been a back and forth game. And for Atlanta, to quote Bruce Springsteen, 1 step up, 2 steps back. 2 balls and a strike. Bouncing ball to short. Might be able to turn it. There's one. There's a close play and safe. That's the other great thing about Realmuto. For a catcher, he doesn't run like one.
As I say, that's the only catcher in baseball right there that has a chance to beat that out. And he did. Braves aren't going to challenge it and see how he can get down the line. And that was a quick turn, too.
So Blevins got the ground ball he wanted. The Braves got the force out. Now Hoskins is going to stand in. Hoskins is 0 for 3 versus Jerry Blevins.
That's the thing. You talk about a lefty. Blevins isn't your typical lefty that guys face, you know, because he's just 70-mile-per-hour curveball. Just, you know, it's not what you used to seeing from relievers, especially from the lefties, left side for right-handers. They throw hard.
That's what I was going to ask you. In this era of max velocity and max effort, I've used the term Blevins is the kind of guy that pitches below hitting speed. Perhaps you can explain to fans what that term means.
Well, you just don't ever see him. It's like when we see Tomlin out there and people see 88, 89. Last year, Anibal Sanchez, people always wondered, you know, man, how's he doing it? Well, in this day and age, when you're used to seeing 95, 96 all the time, and all of a sudden you see 87, 88, it messes you up.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Remember the old Bugs Bunny cartoon? Bugs Bunny is swinging the bat against the Gas House Gorillas, and he throws that super slow-mo pitch, and they just swing 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. That's kind of what it looks like watching Blevins and Tomlin pitch. They rely on command and a hitter's aggressiveness as a weapon. As he's 2-0 to Hoskins here. And that one not close. Ball 3. You've got Jay Bruce, a left-hand hitter, waiting on deck. That might be part of the thinking here. Bruce 0 for 2 against Jerry, but a left-handed batter. And that's outside, ball 4. So they pitch around Hoskins. They'll go after Bruce with 2 on and 2 out. Watch baseball live or on demand on your favorite supported devices. Save 50% now through Father's Day. It's the MLB.TV Father's Day sale. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for the details. So Dansby Swanson and Brian McCann talk it over with Blevins. Jay Bruce has singled, scored, and walked. Those are his offensive highlights. Phillies will see another left-handed starter for the Braves tomorrow, we presume. It's Sean Newcomb, we believe, that will be announced officially after the game. Aaron Nola will pitch for the Phils. There's a good start, strike 1.
Yeah, that's why once you got 2-0 on Hoskins, you weren't going to give him anything to hit right there. Not with the lefty on deck and the way his curveball's been tonight. You take your chances.
Crowd tense as Bruce digs in. Fast man at second, Real Muto. He's going to take off for third. McCann's throw is smothered by Donaldson. Great play by Josh to save that ball and in one motion try to apply the tag. That was close. And Real Muto with a stolen base is 90 feet away. He got a tag on his wrist, but I think his foot was on the bag by the time Josh got leather on the hand.
Yeah, a little surprising that he went right there. I mean, get it over, but
well, a ball in the dirt would certainly hurt the pitch. He is laced foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right, so Jerry, you've got him 1 and 2.
No, you know, he got Harper to foul off on that, and then he came back with that curveball on him. See if he can take maybe a little bit off and get Jay out in front to swing or ground it out.
So the 1-2 pitch for the Phillies left fielder Jay Bruce. Here it comes. And he just did stay alive. Wow. That was close. Atlanta will have Swanson, Freeman, Donaldson, hopefully Markakis and Riley too coming up in the 9th. They're down a couple. Phillies have him 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Well, what a way to start this home portion of the Braves-Phillies rivalry. What a game. So much to talk about and break down. The pitch. Popped him up, had him off stride. He serves it toward Ozzie, who's there. He's got it, and it's last call for Atlanta. Right guys coming up at the right time. It's a 2-run game. Do the Braves have another home?
At bats late in the game, for one reason or another, they are magnified so much more statistically and in the game, and your focus, it gets so lasered in. And you're just up there competing. It's something that it's like this adrenaline rush that you have to control, and when you're able to, it's the most satisfying feeling in the world.
Well, the Braves in the late innings this year, heck, under Brian Snitker, have been tremendous. The Braves have scored 4 more times since the start of the 7th inning. Here in the 9th inning, the chop house is rocking, and they will face Hector Neris, who, as Jeff said, has a nasty fastball split finger combo. And he has become an elite closer for the Philadelphia Phillies, Jeff. He's converted 17 straight saves.
Yeah, and in a day and age where fastball dominates, he doesn't throw hard, 93, 94, but he throws a split 65 to 70% of the time, Chip.
And he's been tough on the Braves. 4 wins, 1 loss, 6 saves, a .253 earned run average. This is already his 31st career game against Atlanta. He'll start with Dansby Swanson, who you just heard. Hyper-focused in the last innings of a game. Dansby's 1 for 6 against this man. That hit a double. And the first pitch catches a corner for a strike. Dansby walked. That was the final batter faced by Nick Pivetta. That walk brought Freddie Freeman to the plate, who singled home a run. Back in the 7th inning. And that's low. That was the split.
Yeah, he threw a first pitch too, 87. It's just, I mean, like I said, it literally throws it 65 to 70% of the time.
What's the challenge in hitting that pitch?
Well, it's just, you know, he does a good job for the most part of keeping it down in the zone.
Didn't keep that one down, and the Braves bring the tying run to the plate. The Braves have been counter-punching all night. Can they deliver a knockout blow in their last at-bat and walk the Phillies off in their first home meeting with them again in back-to-back seasons? They've got a shot.
Yeah, and the thing that the Braves have going for him, you talk about it versus a guy like this, these guys have faced him a lot. You talk about Nick Markakis, got great numbers against him. So, you know, these Braves hitters know what he has.
Atlanta knows who's up now. So do the Phillies. Freddie's got 2 RBIs in his last 2 at-bats. Splitter low.
And you see, a lot of the reason to me Freddie's able to lay off those pitches is he's seen him so much. I won't be surprised the way Freddie hits. He's sitting on this split right here. You know, throw 94 down the middle. I'm taking it. I'm waiting for that split you're coming with right here.
Wait for the one that hangs, right? 2 balls, no strikes. Maybe Neris will pitch himself into a big mess. .3-0 count. Made him throw a strike, and he did. All bets are off now.
I mean, he hasn't thrown a fastball yet. 7 pitches.
Look at the fans in the lower bowl. They are on their feet. What a night. 3 balls and a strike. Smashed foul, full count. After Freeman, you've got Donaldson, and then you've got Nick Markakis. If you believe that history can repeat itself, opening day last year, that was the matchup that was so magical for the Braves. But we're not there yet.
Oh, no, you can bet you Neris remembers it.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And Neris wanted Freeman to ask for time, and he did. Gamesmanship here. Look at the Phillies pacing around, pawing around on the dirt. They have not been able to deliver the knockout blow yet. Braves have the tying run at the plate in the 9th. And the 3-2 pitch. Straw came out. Nice comeback by Neris from a 3-0 hole. And Freeman's the first out. Here's Donaldson.
And you see that grip. I mean, those hands are wide, and you know, it's amazing when you're hitting. You just sit there and think this guy's throwing 1 pitch, but it's one of the best splits there are.
Josh Donaldson homered in the 2nd. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Donaldson 1 for 4 against Neris. He's hit a homer against him. So the next 2 hitters have gone deep against Hector Neris. The Phillies are hoping Josh tops one of those splits and hits into a double play. Ball 1. What's going on here? Josh talking with Jeremy Rehack. Time wasn't called, I don't believe, was it?
No, I mean, it is 1-0. I think Josh might have asked for time and not got it, and wasn't real happy about it. Oh, yeah, I think he's got to come set. I think he was trying to talk to him about that.
Yeah, the Braves thought he might have balked. So break for Neris, the pitch. Little tapper slowly hit toward third. There'll be one play, and it's to first. So Swanson is at second. Donaldson's retired on the 5-3 putout. You've got the lefty-righty matchup here, and then you've got Riley on deck. So JT Realmuto and Neris know the head-to-head history here. Nick Markakis is 9 for 17 against this man. You have the young, inexperienced Austin Riley, who's hit 10 homers waiting on deck.
He's going to pitch to Nick right here. His ball, game's 8-6. Last thing you want to do is bring the winning run up to the plate in Austin Riley. But it's the same thing with Nick that Freddie did. You're waiting for that one split that kind of stays up in the zone and try to put a good swing on it. Look at these numbers right here. I mean, that is taking care of business.
Nick walked and scored his last time up. Swanson led off the inning with a single, a strikeout and a ground out later. Nick is the Braves' final hope here in game one.
I mean, this has been crazy. We haven't seen one fastball. Do you realize that?
No.
All splits.
And I'm guessing he's going to pitch Nick very carefully, and he would feel a lot more comfortable facing the rookie, no matter that he represents the winning run. Just a guess. We'll see. Ball two. Nothing close yet. And Nick's smart enough to know the deal. So there's a million things going through the minds of Gabe Kapler and Brian Snitker here. 2 balls, no strikes. Ball 3. That tells you what they're trying to do.
And there's his first fastball, 95, which that's what I'm saying. He throws 95, but he's just going to throw that split.
And Kapler looked on. He thought that was close enough to be a strike. So 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Here it is. And there's your answer. They weren't going to let Markakis beat him. They're going to turn things over to Austin Riley, the kid outfielder with 10 homers and an electrifying start to his big league career. It's an unconventional pitch around, but it's a man who hasn't blown a save in his last 18 tries against a kid that's in his 3rd week in the big leagues.
Yeah, but you can bet he's been prepped on this split right here. He's had, from Donaldson to Seitz to everybody in that dugout's probably telling him what's coming.
Listen to the crowd as Riley digs in. He swung at ball 1.
Fastball too.
No balls and a strike. And again, if Riley can keep the game alive, Atlanta has a left-handed hitter and Brian McCann waiting on deck. So the play here for the Phillies, see if you can beat the rookie and end the game. If not, you've got to face McCann. The pitch. There was the split. So Atlanta down to its last strike. They're hoping.
Hang him one right here. Leave one up in the zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it is. Swing and a shot to left. That ball is down. It takes a bad hop. Bruce held on somehow. Riley heads to second. It's a 1-run game. A miraculous stop by Jay Bruce as that ball took a bad hop. If it spins by him, Markakis is able to score. He barehanded that ball and got it back to the infield to keep it a one-run game.
Well, Nair's, listen to me. He hung that one finally, and you said it, Chip. Look at this right here. Wow. That ball gets past him. It's a tie ball game.
So how about the Braves down to their last strike again? They pitch around Markakis, and Riley makes him pay with a run-scoring double to make it 8-7. And now they're at second and third, and here's where it gets interesting too. You've got Brian McCann up. You have a base open. You have Albies waiting on deck. That's one thing. Secondly, Jeff, Neris throws a splitter. If he uncorks a wild pitch, you could get the game tied that way too.
Yeah, you know, I'm guessing they're trying to figure out who do you want to pitch to, Brian or Ozzie. But like you said, at the same time, if you're going to pitch around Brian, you can't throw a split down in the dirt.
McCann is 0 for 3 against this man. Albies is 0 for 4 against him. The beauty too is a base hit might win the game. Braves are down to their last out. This has been an unbelievable series opener. Ball one. Braves have done an excellent job of waiting this guy out and getting into hitters' counts. Riley's the runner that counts. The pitch. Ball two. The other thing is he's thrown 21 high-stress pitches. Bruce, Kingery, Harper. The Phillies outfield. McCann's got the left side of the infield to play with. If he guides one that way, we're dancing. The pitch. Turned it loose, strike one.
Got a split. Mac thought it was a little bit farther up.
Two balls, one strike. So again, Atlanta has one more strike. Deuce is wild for Bryant. Here she comes. A little fly ball hit toward the gap. That ball is going to get down. It's down. The Braves have won it.
Look at B-Man.
Bedlam at the Battery. Atlanta comes back and stuns the Phillies again in the bottom of the ninth inning. They pitched around Markakis, and the Braves made them pay. Unbelievable.
You know, Brian swung through those first two right there, Chip. He cut that one down a little bit, and he literally just poked it right between the two outfielders.
The Braves score 7 runs tonight from the 7th inning on, and they come back and beat the Philadelphia Phillies to take a 2.5 game lead in the division. This was as sweet as opening day last year. They didn't want to face Markakis, but they had to deal with Riley and McCann, and Brian McCann provides the game-winning hit, and he's standing by with Kelsey.
Brian McCann, take a second and listen to this crowd for you right now. I know how many years you've been waiting to hear this Atlanta Braves fan base cheer for you the way that they are right now. Take me through what you're feeling.
Yeah, I'm overcome with emotion right now. I mean, this is everything to me. So to be able to come through in a spot like that, get the win, I mean, it's huge.
This is your first walk-off since 2015. You've had 7 in your career before tonight. What does it mean to you to do it again in a Braves uniform?
I mean, this organization means something to me that I can't explain, and to be able to come back and put this back on and to be able to play in front of my hometown and family and friends, it's just incredible.
This crowd hasn't stopped cheering for you. I want to take you back through the 9th inning, though. Your rookie, Austin Riley, down to his last strike, comes through to keep the inning alive with a huge RBI double for you guys. What can you say about the fight that this team has from top to bottom?
Yeah, it's something that I saw it last year from afar, and to see it, you know, being here and seeing it, it's this team is special. We're top to bottom. We're good. We're really good. So we keep fighting.
You guys fought this entire game. You said this team is special. What makes this team so special?
Talent, number one, professionalism, showing up to the yard every day to get it done. And, you know, this team is, we're going to be here.
Brian, give the crowd another bow. Go celebrate with your brothers in the clubhouse. Congratulations.
Kelsey, thank you very much. Hector Neris blows his first save in 18 tries. Brian McCann, with that bloop base hit, picks up his 1,000th career RBI, and the Braves, with 7 runs in their last 3 at-bats, stun the Phillies.